we're starting up here. I like Asian slur enthusiast.
That's what I picked out last time, dude. Yeah. I was like, that's got a nice ring to it.
Yeah, I'm not the best at coming up with names.
Asian. I see.
All right, we are live. We have no viewers,
Hooray.
but we are live. That is always a good thing.
Yeah. And no one besides us is aware of it, but we are live.
Oh, I don't care because you don't play the same kind of video games as I do, but that Overwatch clip just fucking blows my mind. Like the healers are not supposed to be the ones.
I didn't even watch it, man. I'm sorry.
No need. It was just a really weird game where like both teams were just fucking terrible, and I and the other healer on our team ended up capping both of the points to win the game. It's really not how that's supposed to work. Like that's the tanks or the DPS are the ones that cap the points. It's never supposed to be like the fucking healers going like, you know what, you guys are on your own. We're just gonna peace out over here and fucking take care of this shit. It was fucking 1 in a million game just because it was like everybody was so bad.
That's nuts, dude.
I mean, it'd be sort of like, oh man, how am I forgetting her fucking name? The fucking king's girlfriend, you know, the Return of the King and the Hobbits, the Lord of the Rings, all that stuff. Aragorn's girlfriend, the elf lady.
Oh, Arwen?
Yeah, it'd be like Arwen just riding up on the Mordor while everybody else is fucking around and just straight Xing fucking the bad guy. Just like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking kill you now.
Just taking it. Fuck this. I'll do it.
Yeah, everybody else, all these warriors are running around, these armies and shit, and Arwen's just like, you know, I'm just gonna go kill him. I'll be right back. You know, like this is taking too long.
Yeah.
I do recommend watching that fucking TikTok from Reddit I posted, where she's just shoving her pussy in your face over and over. That's literally, I can't think of any other way to describe it. It's not nudity, but it's damn close. It's a TikTok thought.
Yeah, who is that? Oh, okay.
And she's bent over, grabbing her ankles and just raising and lowering her butt. With like the tightest yoga pants on and like super bad camel toe.
Ugh.
It's funny. It's not like I'm thinking this was intended
like it's not sexy at all.
Sexual, but it just comes off as fucking hilarious. Because it's just so fucking transparent and dumb. And like,
right.
Oh my god.
That's crazy. It's like trying to be sexy and she's just looking fucking retarded.
It's so fucking funny. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I have something wrong with me that I'm not like, oh my god. Oh, Satan and Satire's in the chat, the motherfucker. Where's the other guy? He died.
The fuck, dude?
Satan and Satire died,
what
don't
the
you know?
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, it's sad. He was run over by a truck full of kittens.
Chat? It is the cutest, cuddliest way to die.
That's what I figured.
Sad nonetheless.
It'd just be the most annoying. I'm sure he'd rather go out in like a blaze of gunfire and glory. Or, you know, like a heart attack from like way too much fucking cocaine at one time. Man, every time I watch a new anime, they gotta stop fucking this thing with the brothers and sisters wanting to bang. I'm sorry, like, it's not even in the main storyline, but it's in every goddamn anime, it seems like. Where the brother and the little sister, like, always want to bang each other. It's like, I
are they stepbrothers, or are they actually...
In most of them,
I mean, it's anime, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, really, it is anime, so it doesn't really matter.
I mean, like I said, it's anime.
Sometimes they make the pretense of making them like stepsister and stepbrother.
Yeah, no, that's hot.
But in a lot of them, nah.
They're just straight up brother and sister.
Yeah.
Fuck? Dude, I can't, even if I know the fucking person that's supposed to be a actual brother and sister or not related in real life, I can't watch it if they're pretending to be actual brother and sister, dude.
Right? It's just it makes you like really fucking uncomfortable. You're like, oh, this is really fucking gross. I don't know.
Yeah, like, hey, we're blood relations. Let's fuck.
But the idea
dude,
of a stepsister,
again, you know, they're not actually, but yeah. I'm okay with that. I actually kind of like that.
Well, because I'm sure, like most teenage boys would be like, "What? You're moving a hot chick into my house? Yeah." I'm sure that's why that's so popular. You know, it's like, oh man, I wish my dad would get divorced and remarried so I could get a hot chick for a fucking sister.
Yeah, and there's no way that hasn't actually happened in real life. Like, fuck you. I know we're supposed to be like
Reddit, it's happened in every possible way, shape, and form, and quite often blood related.
Yeah, so kind of like so is Reddit kind of like the hustler / playboy of the internet now? You'll never believe what happened to me.
Yeah, that's actually a really good way of putting it. That's really similar to those kind of stories.
Oh, God,
the kinds that you get in the Playboy where it's like, I was just hanging out at the fucking bus stop the other day, and then this, 5'10", double D fucking amazing model came up and blew me, and then she just left.
Yeah, didn't even ask, just came up and fucking went at it. With people around cheering me, turning around. It was fucking amazing.
Or like that story ends with, and then the hooker gave the money back.
Oh God, dude, there are a lot of really shitty pickup artist type, not even just pickup artists, but like trying to sell their program of getting pussy. And
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, all these different dudes. Yeah,
and they're all they're so fucking creepy, dude.
Well, and I honestly, I doubt that any of that works, like, without paid fucking actresses. Because a lot of it is just like,
yeah,
walk up
exactly,
and
yeah,
fucking insulting to a chick. I don't see how that's gonna work. Like, obviously, you don't
dude, and yeah, that's you
fucking fawn all over the chick like she's some sort of goddess or whatever the fucking fedora people think.
Yeah, no, it's obviously scripted. Even when it's like they're trying to just have a normal conversation where it takes a little while and then they magically get laid at some point. Yeah. Like, you can tell the whole thing is scripted, and they're just trying to.
It comes off like super sleazy and gross.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're so they're so creepy. Even when they script it. You're like, dude, you have no idea what the fuck you're doing, and you're trying to sell this program and fucking make other fucking idiots.
There'll always be desperate men willing to pay money.
Actually pay for this shit? Yeah.
What's up, Mr. Samaj?
Hey.
You having good day, sir?
Oh, I avoided the turkey coma, but yeah.
The turkey what?
Coma.
Food
coma. Okay, eat turkey, you fall asleep. You know.
It just took me a minute because I usually only hear that in like Thanksgiving. Some people
usually it's Easter Sunday, so we had. Yeah, it's Easter Sunday, so we had turkey.
Oh, I've never had any Easter traditions. So.
I mean, there's some people it's mostly a religious thing, but we just thought, who cares? We'll just do it.
We're not super religious. Yeah, we don't do like the church thing or any of that kind of stuff. Once in a while, we'll have like a ham, I think.
Well, we didn't do like a baked turkey. We got one of those turkey rolls, the one with the stuffing on the inside. It's like processed meat or whatever.
And it's just like real turkey, but it's just wrapped around stuffing instead of like bones and stuff, right?
Exactly.
Oh,
so there's like no
really
bone.
Good.
It's quick. It's easy. I mean, it was already fully thawed. It only needed like an hour in the oven.
Oh, I'm gonna have to cook one of those next week.
Yeah, pretty good.
Man, turkey.
Oh yeah, especially if you just want to eat for like yourself or whatever. I mean, it's good.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because you don't end up with like 500 pounds of turkey.
No, but you do end up with a fair bit afterwards. Like, I mean, like one roll for one person's a fair bit. That's you'll have leftovers for. Well, it depends on how much of it you eat.
There's 4 of us.
So what day? What day is Canadian Thanksgiving? Was it today?
No, it's Easter Sunday. Easter.
You guys have turkey on Easter Sunday?
Yeah. I mean, we could have had a ham. Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. You can have a ham, a turkey, or...
I think in America it's more common for it to be a ham.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of asking. That's why I completely spaced. I completely spaced that today was Easter because I don't celebrate anything anymore.
Yeah, same.
So I'm like, oh, it must be Canadian Thanksgiving. I'm sorry, I suck, dude.
No, our Thanksgiving is in November.
Oh, yeah.
I think
it's like close to, but never quite on the same day as ours.
Yeah, pretty much.
Quit biting our style, dude.
Well, I know people that would do like a turkey for Easter. Like that seems like something my aunt would.
Yeah, I actually. Yeah, no, it's not bad. It's I'm just retarded and didn't get enough sleep last night or the night before. Apparently,
the one we celebrate at my house like almost religiously is St. Patrick's Day. We always have to do like the corned beef and cabbage and stuff. Or we did. I don't know if. But like that was like
actually
the
we
one
do
thing
too.
My dad had to have every year was the corned beef on.
Are you guys like pretty heavily Irish, or you just do it because
we
St.
certainly
Patrick's
think
Day?
so.
Allegedly, we haven't done like a 23andMe or anything, but yeah, we're pretty sure we're Irish.
So genealogy-wise, I believe I get German, Austrian, and a little bit of just German, Austrian, and maybe like a little Scottish or something in there from like my mom's side of the family. And then from my dad's side of the family, we get Irish, English, mostly English. But because our last name is like super, as Irish as O'Connell, I'm not going to give my last name out over the internet. But as Irish as O'Connell, so everybody was super like, oh, we're Irish, we're totally Irish. We're really not. We're mostly English with a little touch of Irish thrown in. And then do the 23andMe, and who fucking knows? All I know is from stuff that's been handed down through the family as to what they think. Maybe we do the 23andMe and find out we're all just really Danish. That'd be kind of cool. Have a pastry named after our nationality.
Yeah, actually, we do too. I was gonna say, I'm sorry, I keep getting fucking distracted. I suck tonight. But yeah, that's one of the ones we normally do too. But it's not really so much because we're a little bit of fucking almost everything, dude. Really. But anyways, mainly the reason we do it is because corned beef is one of my favorite fucking things. Like always has been, dude. I love corned beef.
If it's cooked right, it is just melt in your mouth deliciousness.
Yeah, you have to boil it for fucking ever, but man, once it's done, so good.
Yeah, I think we're making a London broil tomorrow, and I got to figure out like what the best cooking method is for that.
A London, I don't even know what that is.
It's like a big roast. It's like a London broil or a top. I forget what it is. I gotta look it up though, because like depending on what cut of beef, you always gotta cook it a little different.
Okay, you got. Do you like boil it or something or?
Some beef you boil, like for corned beef, for instance, you boil, and then the tougher cuts.
The name is a London broil.
Yeah.
Okay. Guess what they do with it?
Okay, I was just curious because I've had roasts all my life, and I hate roast. I hate it so much. There's never been a roast I liked. They always come out dry and chewy. And they're just...
You've never had one that's cooked correctly because they're not supposed to come out dry and chewy.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
like, I'll go to like a made that maybe when I started cooking, they came out dried and chewy. But no, there's not a single roast I've made in the last 15 years. I guarantee that there's been anything other than moist and tender and cut with a fork.
It's like.
Have you ever had? No, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, my mom, the way she's cooked it, and every girlfriend I've ever had, the way they all cook it the same way. They just sort of put it in the oven with a little bit of water and some veggies, and then it always comes out dry and chewy. I hate roast so much.
Mom, my mom does that with turkey. She just puts it in the oven, like doesn't really season it or anything, and it comes out super fucking dry, dude. The one I just made came out fantastic, dude.
Well, and that's part of the reason why, like,
I actually put some effort into it.
And that's part of the reason why gravy is so important to a lot of meals, because it moistens up the food. So, like, yeah.
True. It can moisten up the food, but man, if you're cooking a roast and it's coming out dry and chewy, then you've gone very wrong.
Well, what ends up happening is because they get tired from all the prep work. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
They get tired from all the prep work, and then they'll go in with like a turkey baster and just moisten it up a bit. They don't even do that. They just they'll put it in the oven and leave it for like 4 hours or however long it takes to fully cook the thing.
Oh, you're making me so sad.
Yeah, I didn't even baste it, dude, and it came out really fucking moist. But I also wrapped it in fucking aluminum foil and like, fucking actually like buttered it and shit like that. And what I did is like all the shit, like all the butter and fat and shit that, collects at the bottom. What I did was, as I was taking the meat out, I would like spread the meat out, like kind of not break it apart quite, but kind of spread it out a little bit, almost breaking it apart, and kind of like quickly like just dunked it in that shit. And that helped keep it really fucking moist, dude. Really tasty.
Yeah. Using foil is good. Having liquid in there with it so that it's like maybe liquid halfway up the cut. Or putting in your root vegetables if you're cooking like some carrots and some potatoes or something, maybe some onions. Throw those in there.
Yeah, mine had a good inch and a half of like liquid at the bottom. Almost 2 inches, dude.
Yeah, you got to add some liquid in the bottom in most cases. Tri-tip is like the one exception that I know of. There's probably others that I don't know of. But in general, if you're cooking a roast, you want to put at least an inch and a half of broth or stock in the bottom. Some root vegetables, some aromatics, like the broccoli and garlic or not broccoli, onions and garlic and carrots and potatoes or whatever, whatever other you're going to put in there. Turnips would be good, I'm sure. Beets, if you like beets. Whatever kind of stuff you
dude, have you ever seen I've only seen this a couple of times at the store, and I don't know if it's something else and they're just calling it this, but a beef tenderloin.
Yeah, I've seen tenderloin, yeah.
A beef tenderloin, not pork or anything.
Oh, no, I've never seen a beef one. No, you're right, yeah. I've always seen pork tenderloin.
Yeah. I imagine it's probably something else, but goddamn, dude. Yeah, you think? But dude, I cooked it in the I actually cooked it in the air fryer, and basically what I did is put it at a high temperature. I don't remember exactly what, but like a high temperature for about 15 to 20 minutes to kind of sear in the season the outside and everything. And to kind of sear it in on the outside, and then you cook it for about 40 minutes, 35 to 40 minutes on a much lower temperature. That comes out fucking fantastic, dude. Because you cut it open and it's only cooked, like it's cooked all the way through, but other than like maybe a quarter of an inch, on the very outside.
It sounds like you essentially
is like cooked, and the rest is just fucking perfectly red, dude.
Yeah. It sounds like you braised it essentially with the air fryer instead of like with the Dutch oven.
Yeah, is that what that's called? Where you kind of cook it at a high temperature and then
braising
lower temperature
is generally done with the Dutch oven. You sear the meat on all the sides, really good, like fully cooked, seared on the outside. You add liquid, you add other flavors, stick it in there, and then you cook it for 4 hours in the pot on like a low simmer.
Isn't it Dutch
this
oven?
One it's an air fryer, so it does it much quicker. But yeah,
the same kind of thing. What was that?
Isn't it Dutch?
But yeah, it came out fantastic, dude.
Isn't a Dutch oven when you like lock someone in a room with a fart?
No.
I mean, like
that would be slang, sir.
Okay. A Dutch oven is
the concept is similar though.
A cast iron pot that's very steep sided, so it'll be like 10 inches deep, not like 3 or 4 like a lot of like more shallow frying pans. And it's usually cast iron or cast iron with enamel on the outside, so it looks like it's like almost like a pottery instead of iron. And it has a good lid on it, and essentially the purpose of it was to cook in a campfire like it was an oven. So like if you had a big group of workers going out to like tend the sheep or whatever, you know, they could take out their chuck wagon with all the food on it, and instead of having to lug like a whole big fucking oven, they could hold, you know, a couple little Dutch ovens that are like, you know, less than a quarter of the weight, and still fresh, you know, get fresh baked bread and stuff like that out there. Yep. In fact, you could probably cook anything you needed in a Dutch oven, especially if it was cast iron, and never need another pot.
Huh.
It's sort of like the Dutch version of a wok, because you can basically cook anything with a wok, too. Like, it's the same thing. Yep, they're a lot of fun to make. Like if you like really good crusty bread where the crust is real good and crunchy, you can get some really good crusty bread out of those cooking those in the oven with those.
Okay.
Yeah, my sister had found a recipe like for campfire shit. Like she had like the Dutch oven type thing or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like for a dessert, basically you just get like 2 or 3 different kinds of like pie filling, like cherry, apple, peach, whatever. You put that like on the bottom, and then you put like some kind of like cake mix on the top, and like you use Sprite.
You can use Sprite. You can use melted butter, whatever kind of liquid. There's some liquid involved. It's called a dump cake.
Yeah, that shit's really good though, man. It comes out really fucking good. Yeah, and it's really, it's real simple for camping shit, dude.
Oh, and you can do it in a campfire thing. You can do it in the oven at home. It's just such a tasty little dessert. It's really good to take to like, what do you call that? Potlucks.
Oh yeah.
Because who doesn't like a fruity sort of cake kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, fucking A, man. Good shit.
One of my favorites that you can do with a Dutch oven is called a clafoutie. And essentially it's just a bunch of fruit, like cut up some fruit, throw it in the bottom of the pot, and then just pour in like enough pancake batter that it's like halfway up the fruit, so that as it like, as it expands, it'll cover it and it'll just be like one thick pancake with fruit in it in the bottom. Super good.
Tasty.
Cut you a big wedge of pancake essentially, or do it as a dessert, something like that. Great for camping.
Yeah, that's good shit, man.
Yeah, plus, and if you get your kids to eat it, like oh, this is like a big extra thick pancake, you can get them to eat fruit. Some kids don't like to eat that fruit.
All right. Gotta trick them.
Gotta fool them into it. Little bastards. Man, I hope Satan's at the bar. That'd be hilarious if he's at the bar watching a fucking podcast on the internet. I really fucking do.
Getting blown by some dude.
Oh, that's right, the gay bar thing. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah. I sent him a message. I always send... the messages I send him reminding him are always... I have to reference the fucking gay bar. It's still fucking hilarious to me.
Hey, absolutely.
I think I said it was gayer than 1,000 Richard Simmonses. Yeah, I said your favorite local bar may be gayer than 1,000 Richard Simmonses. And then my quote was, I forgot who it was, but it's the quote I gave him was, "Do your little bit of good where you are. It's those little bits of good put together that overwhelm the world."
Oh, Jesus. Oh, man.
Fuck.
That is really obnoxious.
I love. That's the idea, man.
You guys up in Concord had a pastor throw the police out of his fucking church?
Oh, did you see the video?
I didn't watch the video because it would play over the thing. So.
Yeah, there was like 4 cops and 2 bylaw officers and the pastor just told him to get the fuck out. He just kept shouting at him, wouldn't even let him talk, and then they eventually like all left, walked away.
Yeah.
So I thought that's fucking awesome. I like to see that.
We need more of that. We need more of that everywhere.
I hope so. The video's been going kind of viral, so a lot of people are doing it. It'll probably keep going for a while. Then just gotta wait. Well, and just gotta wait till what the news media is gonna say, like violent pastor, harasses cops or some bullshit that's gonna come out.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Well, although they'll probably won't talk about that because this is the guy who, because I've been looking up on him, he was very much on the whole anti-gay side. It's like he doesn't like gay people, and he still doesn't. So that might hurt him. That's probably going to be the thing. He'll be the anti-gay priest.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, that's how I see it going. But this video, I like this video. I was having a lot of fun watching it. And you have to remember, like, this is in my province. What's really weird is that we have a pastor in Grace Life Church, just outside of my city here. And he's the only pastor I know of who was actually sent to jail because he opened up his church.
Nice.
So I don't even think you guys have that in America. Most places in the world don't have that, but we have that here. Or had that here. So.
I'm actually kind of surprised you managed to get that. That's really nice, though.
Kick out the cops?
That he actually kicked out the cops. Even if he's going to end up, basically getting crucified for it, no doubt.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone's going to care. We'll see how this plays out. I just know the media is not going to be on his side, obviously.
No, the media's going to absolutely butcher him.
Yeah.
Poor bastard.
Well, and it's weird because, like, so the pastor is in, like, the neighbor city here. He's in Calgary. I'm here in the neighbor city of Edmonton. And our the way that our police forces are behaving is quite different because we're having the same thing here, but the police aren't arresting that many people and charging them and finding them and all that. But they're doing that in Calgary. So, different cities, I guess.
Well, I mean, it depends. I'm sure, like, it's probably the same in California, like, depending on what city you're in. As to, like, what shit you got to put up with.
Well, hopefully you guys get a good result with that recall election coming up.
Oh, it actually is coming up. Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah, they reached their 2 million signatures, and I think at this point they're just going through the verification thing, making sure these people are who they say they are.
Real people.
Yeah, make sure that they're real. And if they're real people, then you guys got yourself a recall election coming up.
Maybe we'll get another Schwarzenegger, because if I remember correctly, that's how he got voted in. Was a recall election.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, it was Gray Davis, I think, was the one that got recalled.
Yeah, I think so. And then Gray Davis, I think, won an election again later on down the road, which is really bizarre. Like, we recalled him and then eventually voted him back in for, like, a term, which didn't make any damn sense.
State has been nuts for a very long time, dude.
I'm trying to think, like, if you guys could have, like, a celebrity run and become the governor, who do you think should be it? Who would you like to see? Huh?
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage? Oh, God.
I don't need any time to think about it. That's exactly who I want. I don't know if he qualifies or if he even lives in California. I don't fucking care. I just want him to go.
Nicolas Cage. Oh, boy.
That'd be governor. Come on.
Right?
That would be interesting. I think I'd like to see that.
Oh, man.
You know who I would like to see? I don't know if he's in that area. I want to see James Woods.
Dude, I was actually going to say that, dude. That's fucking great. I was gonna say James Woods too, man.
Can you imagine the marketing? Like the media will be like, "Are you really gonna elect? Are you really gonna elect Hades to be your governor?" I fucking love it. Like, yes, I want Hades as my governor.
He's fucking perfect, dude. Although he's very conservative, I'm pretty sure. So
yeah, and
although they elected Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. Although Schwarzenegger, God, I don't know, he said some stupid stuff, but I think he was just saying that because he didn't want to get roasted over the coals.
Oh shit! James Woods was born in Utah.
Oh,
that's fucking surprising.
Oh, shit. I thought he grew up in like Rhode Island. I thought that was the reason he was on all those Family Guy.
College it was Massachusetts Institute of Technology, so I wouldn't surprise me because I think he's similar to Gary Sinise. They both live up in like the northeastern part of the country somewhere.
He went to MIT? Holy fuck, dude! I knew he was a smart dude, but goddamn, dude.
Yeah. So there's some actors out there who are like overly qualified, but I guess acting just sort of paid better.
Right. Well, yeah, Will Smith did the same shit with his rap career and his acting career. He was a highly intelligent dude.
I like how you say he was.
Yeah. Now he's just a closeted homosexual, dude. But,
that's hilarious.
Wait, what? Really?
Maybe not, but I believe so.
Oh, he was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, for Will Smith.
I don't think that role of his in 6 Degrees of Separation, I don't think he was doing a whole lot of acting in that. No, you guys probably don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
All I know
he was in a movie called 6 Degrees of Separation where he played a character that like claimed that he was Sidney Poitier's son or something, and he was essentially like a fucking bisexual.
Oh, weird. Oh, so Will Smith turned down a scholarship to attend MIT that was offered despite the fact that he had never actually applied. And then he was
and that was back when they didn't just
summer program, but he never attended because doing all the other stuff.
Yeah, parents just don't understand.
Oh, he actually says, according to Smith, my mother, who worked for the school board of Philadelphia, had a friend who was the admissions officer at MIT. I had a pretty high SAT scores, and they needed black kids, so I probably could have gotten in. But I had no intention of going to college. So maybe he's not as smart as you think.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, obviously he made.
So they were doing that shit even back then, huh? Wow, because that would have been what, the early '90s?
Oh, the '90s,
mid '90s.
The 90s was full of that progressive bullshit.
Yeah.
They just sort of eased up on it.
I feel like it was a lot more like reasonable
90s,
back then.
Late 80s, early 90s had a bunch of, had basically a similar sort of thing like this where it was all the politically correct stuff. But it lasted for like 5-6 years and they just fucking evaporated.
I mean, there was times when they people were good at working around it. Like, they'll still write good stories. Like, for instance, have you guys ever seen the show, like, Extreme Ghostbusters?
The cartoon?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the show. It's like...
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, they actually had a character in a wheelchair be a Ghostbuster.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, that is the stupidest idea ever. But they did it. Oh, that, and they brought a woman on. Which isn't not all that surprising, but... I knew even back then it was like, this is progressive nonsense.
It's like in any cartoon.
I don't know why that reminded me.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that reminded me of the Aqua Teen Hunger Force episode where like anything they did where they were ripping off something else, they would just basically put it in a wheelchair and give it a fucking mohawk. So they did like a rip off of like the Powerpuff Girls, but they were all in wheelchairs and had mohawks.
I never saw that one. That sounds awesome.
Dude, I
kind of regret. Or they had like because at one point they had like a rip off of Stargate or whatever, and one of the dudes almost says Stargate. He's like, "Do you want to send them through the star?" He's like, "Fargate goes far. Do we have to give it a mohawk and a wheelchair to remind you?"
Dude, nice.
Sorry, dude. It was funny, dude. If you've seen it, me describing
it sounds like
not that funny.
I missed out not really watching that show.
Oh, dude, that show's fucking great, dude. Start with the Brood Witch episode. That's a really good one.
Which I fucking want that sandwich.
Dude, you've seen people that have made it, right? There's people that have fucking made that shit.
I have. I fucking want that sandwich. Oh.
Yeah, it's so fucking ridiculous. Oh, there's a sandwich and it ain't got bacon?
I've seen people making the Brood Witch because you posted videos of it, I think. And it does look delicious.
Probably.
Oh, not
the
corpse of
what's his name? Binging with Babish, I think, did it.
Yeah, I was binging with Babish. Which I'm not really a fan of that guy. I mean, I don't hate him or anything. I just didn't really much care for it.
Yeah. I just like the fact that he does that shit. That he makes, like the Bob's Burger. I think he does a lot of the Bob's Burgers burger the day or whatever.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Or maybe I'm confusing him with somebody else, but somebody does that shit.
There was a chick who used to do a lot of TV show or anime or video game related baking stuff, and it was really fun to watch for like the first year, and then she went super corporate and just got really dumb.
I believe it.
It seems fucking inevitable, dude.
Yeah. Well, for the first year, there was a lot of stuff about like just the basic mechanics of cooking and baking and stuff, and like sharing like how to make things work and different methods for doing stuff, and then it just turned into like, I'm gonna put on a little fucking apron and look sexy, but I'm gonna be super family friendly with my giant titties out and bake soup.
Right.
No one wants corporate stuff. It's absolute bullshit.
Yeah. It was sad. What was it? I saw an article from a couple of years ago that I guess I missed hearing about at the time. Was Amazon had created an AI sort of program to hire people, and then ended up having to scrap it because it wouldn't hire women.
That's fucking great, dude. Holy fuck.
It was pretty fucking funny. And they made a whole lot of bullshit excuses about it, too. Oh, dude, Nacho Damas, Rosanna Pansino, you're right. That is who it was. Damn, you're quick.
Speaking of Amazon, have you ever seen the ad for their program they're working on called Amazon One? I think it's called Amazon One.
Oh, why does that sound like the fucking Terminator's coming to life?
It's one of the most frightening things I think I've ever seen. Essentially, hold on a second. One.
Yeah.
Essentially,
the cake thing is cool, but go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. Essentially, you take your palm and it scans it, and you use it to do things like pay for things, order online. Essentially, it's just it scans your palm for everything.
Fuck no. Nope, they don't need my fucking handprint to fucking let me buy shit. That's ridiculous. Not interested. Yeah. But you don't keep your information safe. I mean,
don't trust
we'll have a log of every single thing you do every day and, like, fucking count the number of times you take a piss, but, your fucking information is perfectly safe.
Yeah.
I do not trust anyone with that information.
No.
Well, it's bad enough that we just found out that Facebook has been very bad at gathering your information. And I think I'm trying to remember who it was, like a whistleblower found out, or released that they have so much of your private information that they might actually have, like, your banking information and all that, because they watch you. Like, the moment you log into Facebook, it watches you, like, the entire day.
Yeah.
Everything you do, and records it.
Oh, and here's the thing that's really obnoxious about stuff like that. Because it's like Facebook and Amazon and Google and all these other little apps that you don't think about that do the same shit.
Yeah, all social media.
I don't know how many fucking times I have to go into my fucking Windows startup stuff and turn off things. Like turn off shit that I don't want running because it's trying to get on there so it can collect my data. Because it's not because I use it or have ever used it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Facebook. It's there just because they want your data. Like that's all. That's why it starts up when your computer starts and runs in the background and in low mode or whatever, so you don't it doesn't use your resources supposedly.
Right.
Oh, Nostradamus, does anyone else realize that Skynet is just a Karen?
Indeed.
That's not fucking wrong. Oh, man.
We knew it was coming. We knew it was coming.
Oh, Carol Connor warned us, man. I got that. I did get that name right?
No, it's Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor. Damn it. That was so close.
That's close though. Sarah, Carol. They sound similar.
Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor.
And I actually have watched all the Terminator movies, so I don't have a good excuse for that.
Even the most recent one?
Wait. Never mind. I watched the Terminator 1, and then the Terminator with the Liquid Terminator one, and then there was like a third one that was kind of like mediocre with some chick in it.
Yeah, the chick Terminator.
Yeah,
that one's okay, but yeah, you're right.
It wasn't
pretty
great,
mediocre.
It wasn't terrible. It was like, it was all right, I guess. And then I never realized.
There's a lot of decent acting.
Am I wrong? Is there other movies? I know there were like TV series, but I didn't give a shit about those.
There was a movie that came out.
There's been a few since then.
Yeah, one came out recently, like in 2019, and it was universally hated. Everyone fucking hated it. It was very progressive. The Terminator this time is a trans woman, and the woman who plays the Terminator, it's kind of like a robot who doesn't know she's a robot. They made her outfit so that it made it seem like she had no breasts at all, and she didn't realize that until after she saw the movie, and she was really upset because she's like, I don't want to look that way because it's going to hurt her career if everyone thinks you're just flat-chested. And so she did a whole bunch of photo shoots of trying her best to say, no, I have tits.
Look, boobies, hire me again, Hollywood, please.
Exactly. And had she known that's what they were going to do, she wouldn't have taken the role. She regrets that movie. And besides that, the movie is just terrible.
I'm trying to remember. The one with Claire Danes in it was pretty awful too, right? Because I remember watching it, because I actually like Claire Danes for some reason. Well, probably because she's a redhead.
Claire Danes has a weird hotness about her.
Yeah. It's like the girl next door kind of thing.
Yeah.
Plus, again, I'm always redheads, dude.
I think one of the other reasons I was so upset with that last Terminator movie, I never saw it, but I was upset with all the backlash going on because the director is the same guy who did the first Deadpool movie. And I fucking love that first Deadpool movie.
Oh, wow. That's got
fucking A, dude.
Yeah, the first Deadpool movie was great.
Yeah, well, I wholeheartedly think it was because of him it was as good as it was.
Yeah.
And then the second one comes out and it's mediocre as fuck. I wanted to like it.
I've actually seen the second one, dude.
Deadpool 2?
I love that movie, and
I don't think I've seen it, dude.
With Cable and
Jugger? I love that movie. I really wanted to love it so much, and it was just so not that great.
I've said this a million times. You don't just start a fight like between the Juggernaut and the Colossus and then cut to something else. Like that is the thing that had I known if I'd known that in the trailer,
fight.
I want to see. Yeah, I want to see that fucking fight, and you cut away. Why would you do that?
Especially with that huge monolithic muscle fucking Colossus from that fucking franchise.
Oh man, I love
just a giant fucking wad of muscle.
I fucking love Colossus in the first.
Yeah,
movie.
He's definitely one of my favorites.
I think
never got enough love, dude.
Well, I think it's because he's the straight laced superhero. It's like I gotta be the Boy Scout kind of guy, and here's this foul mouth Deadpool, and the dynamic between those two, incredible. I fucking loved it.
Right.
Especially when Deadpool cuts off his hand and blood splurting on his face, like God.
Oh, if you want to watch, if you want to enjoy Deadpool as a character, again. There's a video game with Deadpool where it's like a beat 'em up game. Like you run around and just beat up bad guys with Deadpool, and it's fucking great.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know what
yeah.
platforms
I've seen. I haven't played it.
Old, but it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I haven't played it, but I've definitely watched some people playing it, and it's pretty fucking great, dude.
Oh, and he breaks the fourth wall all the time. Like if you die, he'll be like, "Oh, it's great if the player didn't suck so fucking bad." Or if you're not.
Yeah, that was one of the great things about Deadpool, is the fact that Deadpool knows he's a fucking comic book character.
And then he clearly knows he's a video game player. Yeah, he's the one making the video game. Yeah. Breaking the fourth wall is a big part of. Has always been a big part about. And
what
it's way better
Deadpool
than even Ryan
about.
Reynolds' Deadpool, at least in my opinion. The one here, I think it's probably closer to the comics too. Because he's
pretty close.
Fucking psychotic.
Although I really like Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, dude. He's pretty fucking
I love
great.
it.
Or at least the first one.
But I think the real Deadpool is a lot more psychotic and like homicidal. And just starts laughing and enjoying killing people and shit, like, haha, that motherfucker exploded.
Right.
Sorry about shooting you in the chest, I was aiming for your balls. Like shit like that. It's way better than, I mean, it's Ryan Reynolds is still a pretty high bar, to be fair. But man, the game is great. I just highly recommend it if you can find it on any platform. I guess Steam doesn't have it anymore, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, I mean, it did get like a re-release on PlayStation 4. I wish I picked it up when I had a chance.
Yeah, definitely worth it.
Well, there's a Deadpool manga going on right now called Deadpool Samurai. And it is, yeah. And from what I've heard, it's the same thing. It's apparently a bestseller in Japan right now, and it does. We don't really know how. Well, what I know is like the manga here can only be gotten digitally on like the website or whatever it is, but it's already made more money than the entire comic book industry.
Well,
in the American one, which is set. What?
It's probably an actual story that's meant to be entertaining. And
exactly.
You know, they're like, here's the character. We're going to make an entertaining story with this character. Oh, look, people really like that sort of thing.
Well, and I just found out in the recent chapter, he's actually having a crossover with All Might from My Hero Academia.
Oh, fuck yes.
I saw the screenshots from the artist. I thought, you fucking kidding me? Holy crap, I can't wait for this to get translated. I need to read it.
Yeah, All Might is a great character. Like, I kind of petered out after, like, the first season and a half or something of watching My Hero. Mm-hmm. But All Might is fucking really a good character. So much fun.
Yeah. I have a lot of fun with All Might. So yeah, he'll have a crossover with Deadpool. So that's great. I like that idea.
Oh man, I hope I can find some way of getting like whatever English version of that is ever available.
Type in Deadpool Samurai on like any search engine. One of the manga websites out there that lets you read stuff.
Probably got a translated copy.
Probably got a translated copy. You can go on there. Last time I checked, it was still there. I just haven't sat down and read it. I don't know how long it is, because I don't know how long it's been going on for. All I do know is it's selling really well. And after this latest crossover, it's going to keep selling well.
Well, you know, if they actually print it out in the U.S., I might actually buy a copy of that.
I think they're going to. I just don't know when. And you'll probably have a hard time because if you go to any bookstore right now, there's a graphic novel shelf, but in most stores there's a manga wall. And that goes to show you how what sells and what doesn't.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, they got to make their money, man. It's got to be profitable to keep selling.
I mean, the industry needs to actually make book. Yeah, the industry needs to actually make books that people want to read.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the stuff I'm reading right now that are just regular books, because I'm quite a reader, is just old stuff that I've read from years ago before all the PC nonsense, because the stuff that's coming out like currently is not always that great.
Although, I probably should get copies while I can. Have either of you guys seen that new Amazon superhero show? It's a cartoon. It's called Invincible.
Yes.
I mean, so I think that's going to be really popular.
I've
and
seen,
the books,
3 episodes, I think, and that's all that's out right now.
The 4th one just came out.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to watch the 4th one after this.
I after the first episode, I after towards the end there, I don't know. Have you just you who saw it, Stabby, or
Yeah.
what they? Oh, okay. Well, all right. Yeah. Spoilers, guys. After what's his name, the father there kills the entire superhero team in a very violent and bloody way, which took me by surprise. Because the rest of it's just wholesome superhero stuff, and then the fucking murders happen.
Yeah. But right up until that point, everything is like 50s, sort of like everything mom and pop. Everybody's like happy go lucky.
It's a wholesome coming of age story for
fucking brain out of their head. You know? You're like,
oh yeah, severing heads. I remember when the speedster's like fighting for his life, punching the guy in the chest, trying to get him to let go, and then watching the bloody stubs that was his hands. Like, oh.
Yeah. It got real fucking dark, real fucking quick.
It is a gruesome fight.
And then you're not clear on if the dad knows or not for the rest of the series so far.
I mean, yeah.
It's hinted that he might know, and then it's hinted that he might have been taken over by something. It's not real clear what his real motives are at this point.
Yeah, there's a mystery. And then there's another character, like, I forget his name, but he's a demon who got out of hell. And he's trying to work his way up into heaven because he really doesn't like hell. So he's trying to do as many good deeds as possible, and he's doing so as a detective. So he's like a detective demon. And I like that guy.
There's also that storyline where the dad goes to the alien dimension and then just proceeds to apocalypse the fucking planet.
If Superman unhinged, he will
the last person. It's fucking nuts.
That guy is genociding an entire planet. Like, holy shit, you're our hero? Oh my god.
Yeah, while mom and the son are like super concerned, like the son's super concerned, like, I'm not sure. I mean, he went through that portal. I don't know when he's gonna be back. It's like, oh, don't worry, dear, he'll be fine. He's just explaining why it's a bad idea to invade Earth. And then it flashes to him fucking murdering everyone on the planet. Oh, such glory.
The only thing I don't care about the show is the teenage drama stuff. The kids having trouble with romance and whatever. It's like, I've seen that a million times.
I thought they actually addressed that in a different way. Like, the people you expect to get together didn't, and it actually seemed more real.
I mean, sort of. It just felt like I've seen this a million times.
Oh, yeah.
The superhero stuff is to me more interesting, but I know it's affected. Anyway, besides that, I think it's a great show. I think it's going to blow up. The books are probably going to sell like hotcakes. So.
Oh yeah, it sounds. I'm definitely looking forward to more episodes.
Well, unlike all the Marvel and DC stuff. If you go watch a Marvel movie and you go to the comic book shop and he's like, I like Captain America, I'm going to go read Captain America. And what does the store have? It's Falcon as Captain America. Well, that's not the same guy from the movies. Like,
they wanted
Invincible,
to make Black Captain America, so they just made the Falcon Captain America? That's kind of dumb.
Well, it's the progressive stuff. Like, if you go see a movie, you go to the bookstore because you want to know more, and none of the characters look like they do on the TV show because they've changed them all. But Invincible,
it's just such lazy writing too, because like these characters are already established. Why not just make new characters if that's what you want to do?
Yep.
But like Invincible is a whole new set.
Comic books should be in a golden age right now, and because they're so focused on progressiveness and changing everything up, they fucking shot themselves in the foot. Invincible hasn't changed at all. because it's the same staff, it's the same writers, and the books are going to sell like crazy because there's nothing that's different. I mean, they did change some things here and there because they thought it would make it a more interesting story, and in the end, it's still going to go on the same plot points no matter what, from what I've heard.
Yeah.
So the books are going to sell well. Nothing was changed. You're going to enjoy yourself. The Marvel stuff, it's not going to be the same. I mean, they've changed everything. Let's see, what else did they change? They changed Spider-Man, so we got Miles Morales instead. Now, granted, Into the Spider-Verse was fine, but yeah. We got Amadeus Cho, some Asian guy who is now the Hulk, who can change whenever he wants. And he likes being the Hulk, so no conflict there.
Oh, that sounds so incredibly fun to watch or read.
Thor is now a woman and a feminist, and that's annoying.
That's just dumb. I mean, one of the I forget who said it, but there was a famous like musician or actor or comedian or at some point who was like, you know, if you want to split your audience, there's nothing. The easiest way to lose half your audience is to start talking about politics.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it applies to everything, really. You know, the minute you start getting into politics, you're like, nah, dude, that's not a fun show to watch anymore. Show was a good, smart kid.
Well, really, anything that's entertainment, some type of shit, like, you know, whether it's sports, comedy, fucking, you know, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're injecting the fucking politics into it, it's not really escapism anymore. You're being reminded of the fucked up outside world.
And to be fair, that doesn't mean
all the fucking sports franchise or all the sports leagues are way fucking down because they're embracing that shit, dude.
Well, and to be fair, that doesn't mean you can't have politics be something a story is about, or the basis for a set of storylines. It really comes down to being didactic. If they're telling you what you should think. Like, if you're just putting up, like, this is a really interesting twist of events, and oh my god, look how politics kind of fucked with this set of stories or whatever, that can be really fun. But when it's like, look at politics here, and you have to be a feminist, and you have to be progressive, or you're Hitler, then it stops being fun to you know, partake of.
Nah. Whatever it is, they're definitely doing it wrong in the sports leagues because they're fucking hemorrhaging money, dude. The salary cap for the NFL dropped for like the first time in like fucking 12 years, I think. Because the salary cap's based on the income and overall, the league overall.
They've got to have a much larger conservative audience than progressive audience, though. You know what I mean? Like, for sports?
Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude.
That's kind of a typical blue collar worker kind of thing, right? You know, like the football game with your buddies after you get off work, going to the sports bar kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Really, when you're going with all this progressive stuff on that, you're just shooting your own fucking fan base.
Yeah, because they claim that the NFL fan base is like 48 or 49% women, and that's fucking nonsense, dude. Again, might be people that call themselves NFL fans that are women, but they're, again, overwhelmingly casual. Very, very
get
fucking.
That number is just by making it up whole cloth. I'm sorry, that's just complete nonsense.
Well, I'm willing to believe that it might be, but I think what that number really reflects is when, like, you know, people go out for dates or they take a partner out. I mean, I think that.
I love the NFL.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of women just sort of go with the motions. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll go do your thing today, and then we'll do my thing tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
or
either that, or they're like, hey, do you watch a Super Bowl? You watch the Super Bowl? Okay, then we're gonna put you down as an NFL fan.
A lot of women run the budget. Might pay for the cable bill in their name, and thus all the whatever is watched is attributed to them. So they're paying the cable bill. And then,
that makes sense.
The husband's sitting there watching the sports while she's hanging out with her buddies and drinking wine in the kitchen or whatever. I don't know, whatever 50s trope you want to pull out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm waiting to see, because sports is I think been losing popularity just in general, and more like nerdy stuff is being like more and more like mainstream. So like anime and like people that are into
esports
like
is a thing.
Musical theater and shit is more like big. And I kind of wonder, or esports, yeah, that could be too. I kind of wonder in like 20 or 30 years, like what is going to be.
I
Is it still
think
going to be sports, or is it going to be like people are going to be like watching like fucking people playing video games, or like the latest anime release on a fucking what used to be a sports channel?
Well, I think cultures are going to change, and eventually sports will go back to being the dominating thing eventually. But the way things are currently going, it's not going very well. And the reason why I think that is because I do think sports is for the most part enjoyed by conservatives. It's just a theory,
It
but
could be. I mean, yeah.
yeah, it just seems like the thing that would be happening for quite some time. But also, like in generation wise, like liberals, they're not having kids. They don't have them. And if you look at the current breed of children, they almost like majority of them are coming from conservative families because they're the ones out there having kids, not liberals. Which means the
Thank
future
God.
generation is it's going to be heavy conservative in the next couple generations. This current generation, it's mostly conservative families. That's also where the dip in families. I mean, a dip in liberal families. So it's the world will change. It just has to give it time.
We need a swing.
Yeah, this generation coming up is gonna be tasked with saving fucking civilization. I think, dude.
They probably
Not
will.
an easy thing to take on.
Well, we need a heavy swing conservative, but like I'm kind of hoping we don't swing too far.
Yeah, we don't want to go back to like the fucking, like the 80s and the 90s where it was like super fucking church shit, dude.
Or back to the fucking like the Red Scare kind of shit.
Actually, I would almost prefer that to this fucking yay communism shit that's happening right now. But yeah, I'd rather not have that either.
But I'm just saying, like, the concern then is if the swings just keep getting more extreme, then it's just going to get worse and worse every time to the point where it's just going to be like fucking nightmarish, like whichever side is in power at the time really doesn't matter. It'll be just as evil.
Yeah, some kind of moderation would be nice.
Yeah, I just kind of want a swing to be less extreme.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have like some level of calm. We need to like learn to trust each other again. Like right now, we're
just
we're
be able to disagree without calling each other Hitler.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Oh shit.
Yeah, the hyperbolic nature of a lot of people has not been very good. It's been very much divided, but I do believe that's been done on purpose. A lot of the universities and colleges get a lot of their funding from China, and they not only that, I mean they pay for a lot of programs in education for technology being developed. That's why they're growing in technological advancement, which is scary, but that's because they essentially paid for it. They paid for American colleges to develop it. And amongst all that, the money was being spent on other things like gender studies and other nonsense. It's they're a whole generation of people are just
it boils
divided.
down to communism, really.
Oh yeah, but because it is communism, and we're getting that from overseas.
Yeah, I think China's making a bid to take over, essentially.
Yep.
Like not like in name.
Yeah, there's not much doubt about it.
And well, they're doing it not just to us, but to all the countries. They've been buying up properties in all the countries as well.
Yeah, they've been trying to play the long game for a long time, and I think that the current guy, Xi Jinping, I think he just got tired of the wait, because the long game, like, if they just kept going, they would have just kept buying more technology and setting up more trade routes and making more countries indebted to them. But I think he got tired of that because the next leader would have been the leader that could have taken over the world. And I think he didn't want to be the guy, just to be another long line of leaders that just had to wait. Sit down, bide your time, and just keep buying and buying. Mm-hmm. And the whole coronavirus nonsense, he just sort of thought, now's my opportunity. I'm taking over the world, and everyone hates China. So I think it's going to blow up in his face. I think, like, right now is the desperate plea.
Well, I think the coronavirus being deliberately allowed out of China was a huge mistake.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they thought they could keep it secret, that it essentially was a deliberate choice. But even with China's censorship over the internet, it's still, we know they let it out because they didn't want to be the only country to lose money.
Yeah, well, it could also be that people were starting to realize that China actually isn't that rich. A lot of the money they make is like developing our stuff, and then it's exports and all that. But the amount of money that they're spending on buying properties and investing in movies and pop culture and television and all that, they actually that's a lot of money. That's more money than they actually make.
Oh, it's
so how are they?
Bubble.
Yeah,
it's communism. Yeah. It's communism 101. If they need more money, just print more money.
Yeah. Well, it's just all in a computer. They're just adding zeros. Like, I mean, there was a defector from China. He was a banker, and he essentially said, "Yeah, that's what we're doing, or that's what China did." So they actually don't have that money.
Any value. They have nothing to back all the money they're spending, and that's going to pop.
Yep.
Yeah.
So eventually, when that pops,
and they like manipulate their own currency, like devalue it if it's going to fuck over other fucking people and countries.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, eventually, when it pops, I mean, people are going to realize, oh, that building that China bought, that money is meaningless. So, like, will it have any value? I don't know. I mean, if it's already in your bank account, maybe, but.
Mm-hmm. Although our fucking currency is a fucking fiat currency too. Like, we don't have anything backing ours either.
Well, no, what backs the currency right now is just like essentially everything. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense or not, but like
our gross domestic product kind of thing.
But like worldwide, everything sort of backs.
Yeah, everything currency. We have kind of agreed that it's worth this much.
So the way the currencies are working right now is really fucked up. But at the same time, like I'm pretty sure that they're relatively close to representative of the actual value, because what can this country actually put out and send to other countries versus what can they what are those other countries willing to give back. I don't know, man. It's weird. I wish they would get off of fiat currency, because it's a terrible idea. It should go back to being backed by gold or silver or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. The future might be Bitcoin. So.
Well, which is another thing. Have the benefit of the governments not being able to manipulate the market like they are right now, and that's the thing that really fucks everyone over.
Well, yeah, dude, they're trying to classify Bitcoin as like a security or whatever.
They're doing everything they can, because the big banks are scared of Bitcoin, because if people start adopting Bitcoin as the main currency, it's like, oh, you're fucked. Yeah. I think there was like a radio station that accepted like their like donations and all that, but only in Bitcoin. So they ran their whole operation on Bitcoin, and the government cracked down on them.
Until the government can find a way to control Bitcoin and actually know who has it, and control the transfer of it, there's not a damn thing they're going to be able to do, really. Because
I know the guy
valued by the people themselves, choosing to give it value, and nobody knows but the two people involved who's getting what.
Well, and the guy who created Bitcoin, he set up the servers, and then there are servers all over the world, all over the globe. So it's essentially impossible to shut it down. And the guy who created it, he just disappeared. He didn't stay. He didn't use his real name. Didn't use anything, and he just walked away because he didn't want to be attached.
Because he didn't want to fucking die as a martyr.
Yeah.
He's smart. He was very smart. I don't know if I can say the same thing for the other cryptocurrencies, like, was it Ethereum and Dogecoin? Dogecoin, now that's an interesting one.
Fucking There are a lot springing up, dude. There are a lot of cryptocurrency springing up nowadays, dude. It's pretty fucking crazy. And that might fucking cause a problem, just overloading the market with so many, but we'll see.
I mean,
maybe. Some will sink, some will swim. That's kind of how it has to
work. I think Bitcoin is probably there to stay, if I had to guess, because it was the first and it was the most effective. With that said, though,
Ethereum will probably be all right too.
Maybe. I still don't understand Bitcoin. I mean, I get the concept. I don't know how to get it, and I don't know how to make it. I don't know. I've watched a bunch of videos on the thing. None of it makes any sense to me. Like, you make an account. You know what? I won't bother bringing it up here. I'm just saying, I still haven't figured it out. But I'm not.
Yeah, I don't fully get it either, dude. I'm with you.
One of these days, I'll sit down and actually do it. But I got other things I gotta worry about. So.
I get it enough, I guess.
No, I mean, unless you're going to try to build a fucking Bitcoin farm, I wouldn't stress over it.
I saw this video of this one guy who set up a Bitcoin mining machine in his garage. Mm-hmm. So he put it in his garage. There'd be like these cooling fans going. He had these computers or whatever set up, and it was constantly going. You could hear it like a lawnmower in his garage. And I thought that's interesting. Is that really that effective?
I forget which one it was, but it was like I was somewhere in Washington or Oregon where this one city had just become so popular with people that were farming like Bitcoin that they legitimately had power outages because of how many Bitcoin farms there were and how much power they were sucking up.
Oof.
This was early on in Bitcoin. This is a while ago, but it was one of those things where you're just like, it's fucking hilarious. Like, they literally had power outages because these people were like, but I need like 6 1080 cards fucking running 24/7 to make money.
Did you hear the story about the dude way back when that like bought a couple pizzas with like 10 Bitcoin?
No.
Yeah. Way back, very early on in Bitcoin's history. It was first, like, I guess, the first or one of the first. Yeah, and Jesus Christ, dude, you know, so it cost him like 10 Bitcoin, and that's worth what, fucking 100, millions, or whatever the fuck it's worth. That maybe not millions, but no, he used way more than 10. I'm sorry, because it was way back when it was like whatever it is. 40. It would be worth millions of dollars today, because it was way back when it wasn't worth shit.
Yeah.
Oh, poor little feller.
Well, at the time, it was a great deal.
Yeah. Like, probably didn't cost him much, but goddamn, I would be fucking furious with myself.
Well, at the time, I think it was essentially worth a pizza at that point. So it was like,
yeah.
Now, did the guy keep the pizza money from the Bitcoin from the pizza, or did he fucking spend it right away on some other dumb shit?
Oh, you mean the guy that received the Bitcoin?
Yeah, I kind of wonder about that.
Right. Yeah, I wonder more about the guy that fucking spent what would have ended up being, millions of dollars worth of fucking Bitcoin. But yeah, it's hard, back then obviously you had no idea that it was going to fucking blow up like that.
Yeah, I mean, you never know what's going to go or what's going to be popular. It's the same thing with with collectibles. I was just recently at my favorite hobby store there, and I was talking with the owner about collectibles, and he told me that his wife was bitching because he's collected so many action figures and toys, and she was so mad. It's like, why do you keep all this junk? And he's like, it's my toys, I love them. And then he finally agreed to do some downsizing, so he sold like his original Ninja Turtle toys that he had. They were in pretty good condition, lightly played with. He sold them for like $300 a toy, and he had like, I can't remember how many he had, but he said I made $3,000 during a weekend. It's like 3,000 in one weekend. Okay, he only sold half of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, his wife.
That's why.
After that, like after he finally said, "Yeah, okay, I'll get rid of some of them," his wife never bothered him ever again about his toys. It's like, yeah.
Why aren't you holding on to those?
Like even I
totally
was
the other way with it.
even
I was selling them now. Hold on to them; they'll give you worth more money.
Even I was surprised. I had this old Yu-Gi-Oh card, and I brought it to a game show or whatever, and the guy was offering me like $300 for this one card. So I thought, yeah, okay, fine, yeah, 300, yeah, sure.
Right. That's win-win. That's probably worth more than 300 to that guy, but probably not worth, much more than 300 to you.
Fair enough.
Well, you're probably not willing to go out and do the groundwork of finding somebody who pay more, but he might be, or he might just keep it and enjoy having it.
I mean, eBay you can potentially get it for more, but good luck because sometimes people
you get $300, he gets the card, everybody wins.
Exactly. Well, people are big into the old Yu-Gi-Oh games. Like apparently, if I really put my effort into it, because I got like the complete set of the original starter decks, and they go for a fair bit of money. But I have to like look up the codes and stuff. And I'm like, fuck, I have to go through all my stuff. I don't want to.
Oh, I had a bunch of Magic cards that now would be extremely valuable that I gave to my brother. I don't regret.
Boy.
Well,
you don't regret because you don't know how much they're worth.
They weren't worth anything, so it was really a big deal that I gave them away.
You say that now.
Did he put them in the spokes of his bicycle tires?
No, he used them. He went out and played Magic with them like a bunch.
Yeah, I know. I'm kidding. That's what back in the day, like when my mom was a kid.
Oh,
they probably had like a fucking Mickey Mantle fucking rookie card.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
But sometimes you'll get something that's just not worth anything, like Pogs. Remember when those were popular? Those are worth nothing. They're worth nothing. They're just they're garbage.
Might be a good idea to buy some, like
in my school. Like everybody was doing marbles and Pogs. It was one or the other. I mean, it was a similar game with each one where you like try to knock things out of a ring. Essentially, and then they'd play for them.
You know what they need for Pog? They need to hire an anime studio and make an anime for Pog. Make it Yu-Gi-Oh like.
I don't know how you would do that, and I kind of don't want to know.
I'm sure
the protagonist is going to sit in the second seat from the back on the one side of the classroom by the window, and his little sister's going to be like weirdly into him.
Jesus Christ! Wow. Like I never thought like that silly show Beyblades. I didn't think that would go anywhere. I'm surprised to find out they're still a thing today. I walk into the Walmart the other day. There's Beyblades, and they sell really well. How? What? I thought this was done.
It's gambling for kids. Things like Beyblades and Pogs and stuff. It's a way that they can wager an item of value against another item of value, and then one of them walks away with both.
Oh, maybe.
So it's legal gambling for kids.
Kind of. I mean, every time you order or you open a pack, it's gambling. You don't know what you're going to get.
There's that as well. True.
Yu-Gi-Oh! I liked it back in the day. It is hot garbage now.
I mean, it's still. It didn't seem very fun as a playing game.
It's fun enough, but over the years, it's become so marvelously complicated and so much of a power, like a money grab. It's just, it feels terrible.
That's exactly why I stopped playing Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, well, I've heard similar things.
All about buying the newest cards and having the best,
Well, like back in the day with and I assume it's the same thing with Magic, but when you'd make a deck, you make something as best you can with the cards that you got and make it work, and building a deck is part of the fun. But nowadays, if you like in Yu-Gi-Oh in particular, and probably with Magic, in order to get something good, like you'll buy a pack and you'll open up and there's this big shiny card with great artwork and all that. Thought, oh, that's cool, and then you find out you can only use it in a set. So you need to buy more cards just so you could actually use this big shiny thing
you
just
got.
Shell
out a bunch of extra money and buy individual cards at like a shop or something,
If they even offer that, yeah. I mean, like when I was a kid, there's no,
whatever sort of where you can find them. I'm sure there's lots of ways, but yeah.
Yeah, lots of ways to go about it. But the thing nowadays, I don't like that. I like the idea of just, here's a bunch of cards, make the best thing you can with it. And nowadays, you can't do that. It's impossible. You have to buy until you get a full set. Then you can use the cards. And then there's no resale value, because you might get like the same card 6 times.
In Magic the Gathering, there were like better cards and lesser cards. But when I originally started playing, you could have a bunch of the lower tier cards and still put together a very usable, very easy to win with deck if you just use the right strategy. But it rapidly became just about you got to buy the right card. You buy the right card, and you either buy in a whole bunch of packs or and then it became so overly complicated that it was just insane. Like there were so when it started, it was like walking, flying, and swimming were the 3 methods that creatures could attack each other or the other player. And so, anybody could block a walking creature, but, only a flying could block a flying, only a swimming could block a swimming. I think it was called Island Walk or something. But then they started introducing, phasing, and, this one can walk through swamps, and this one can walk through plains, and this one can walk through mountains, and, it got so fucking ridiculously over all these different things. It could do all these special maneuvers and shit that it just became insane to try to strategize it. It was just too much going on.
Right. And nowadays they're trying to make it so that certain strategies are just like win things, like card decks that are make you win super fast.
Yeah.
I just thought, no, man, this isn't good. This isn't fun anymore.
Well, and it used to be.
Did you hear about that artist? I was just going to say, the Magic Gathering, there's some artist that just got fired for apparently not even anything she said or posted or anything, but they saw that she liked a couple of Ben Shapiro's tweets or something like that.
How do you
fire somebody? And they ended up getting outraged and fucking getting the bitch canned. And it's somebody that is apparently a super fucking talented artist.
I'm just waiting for the
that's been around forever.
I'm waiting for the lawsuit, because at a certain point, if you're an hourly worker and they fire you, you can sue them for that, because they're not paying you off the clock. They can't claim that you have to be responsible for anything you say to the company off the clock.
I don't know how those
argument
artists
for
work.
Salaried workers, but if you're an actual hourly, this is how much you make every hour you're there, they can't really come after you for that. And if they do, you absolutely could sue them, and you would definitely win if you had a decent lawyer. Because essentially they're trying to make you work without being paid.
I know that I think it's Hasbro that owns Magic. They've been having problems back and forth for a while. I mean, remember, the Quartering's career got started because he made a comment about a cosplayer at a Magic the Gathering tournament. I think what he essentially says that cosplayers are just women in lingerie.
A lot of them, yeah, pretty much.
And so he said that, and everyone knows it. There's nothing.
It's the slutty Halloween costume effect in every day at any kind of convention. There's always going to be a certain number of chicks who are like, "Wait, I can dress like a whore, and no one's going to be able to say anything about it. I'm in."
And that's pretty much it.
Throw money at me.
And that's the comment that he made, and then as a result of that, he got banned for life. He can't go to any tournaments. I think he owns a card shop, so he can't even. I think they won't even let him sell stuff. So, I mean, that was the whole drama with the Quartering. And then, of course, he started up his YouTube channel and blew up in popularity. I mean, hell, back in the early days, he even came up on the Gun Stream. So even I got stalked to him. So it was a big thing.
I don't like the guy, but yeah, the way they fuck with him is pretty fucking bullshit.
He was the one that got punched, right?
Oh, yeah.
There was that big to-do about somebody punched him, and the police were just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, there was.
Yeah,
that.
it was at like some convention, and the dude was like, "Hey, are you Jeremy? Are you the quartering?" And then just fucking socked him.
Yeah, and then they never arrested or charged him with anything, which is ridiculous. Like there were like dozens of eyewitnesses, as well as like literal film footage of the fucking thing, and the police refused to actually follow through with actually enforcing the law.
Yep.
Yeah, although I think that dude got in trouble and ended up having to make like a public apology to the quartering.
That still
Matt Fantastic, I think his name was, or some stupid shit like that.
I don't give a fuck. The problem with that was the cops didn't charge him and didn't arrest him.
Yeah, that was
an
fucking
apology,
blatant, dude.
Whatever. I want the fucking police fired. You know, like I don't. It wasn't about the punching
for sure.
anymore at that point. For me, at least, it's just like, I mean, good that he had to apologize. Sure, I still want him in jail. You shouldn't be able to just punch somebody because they don't fucking agree with your politics, and then have the police do it.
Yeah, and he actually sought him out.
Disagree with
you know what I mean?
Politics.
It was absolutely premeditated, dude.
Yeah,
you know
that was why I really wanted that dude to go to jail. He needed to go do fucking time in prison.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe it would just be like 6 months in jail and then like 6 months probation or something. You know, whatever. He needed to.
Yeah, he needed to get in some fucking legal trouble. Yeah, I'm with you, dude. And I fucking think Jeremy's a fucking grifting faggot, dude. But yeah, the way they fuck with him, dude, is pretty fucking. It's fucked up, dude.
Yeah. I mean, love him or hate him, but no one should be treated like that. So.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I followed him for a while, dude, but you know the way he sucks. I kind of
followed the punching thing a little bit. That's all I know about him.
I couldn't fucking deal with it anymore. But yeah, he still doesn't deserve to get canceled or fucking any of that shit, dude.
Well, there's a lot of people that have been canceled that just fucking disappear, which is really sad.
There's that, but also like around 9 o'clock each night, YouTube is getting rid of subscribers. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but yeah,
channels.
Every night around 9 o'clock, YouTube will automatically unsubscribe people to various different channels, and they give you the same excuse. It's like, oh, well, they're just dead channels. No one's there. No one's used the account in years or. Yeah, that's always their excuse.
If we didn't know they already manipulated like the likes and dislikes and stuff like that, like literally just changing them at a whim when it's stuff that they agree with or don't agree with politically, it wouldn't be as much of a concern because there are probably dead accounts of people that just don't use that account anymore. So why should they count as a subscriber for monetization and other purposes? It does make sense to be removing dead accounts. However, it needs to be transparent. They need to be really clear on what counts as a dead account. How long does it have to be, inactive before they will delete it? And they should be willing to put forth a list of those accounts.
I'm actually of the opinion that dead accounts should not be taken down. Mostly because sometimes they're accounts they're from people that are actually dead. And sometimes you want the content to stay up there. One example, huh?
You could fix that with like putting some sort of system in place for the family of the deceased.
Sure, but
whoever the family, friends, or whatever the deceased could put petitions in for that kind of thing. So like
sort of, I mean, but YouTube doesn't know that. I mean, so many people on YouTube are anonymous, and there's no way of letting them know. I'll give you a personal example.
Well,
like my brother has it.
If YouTube doesn't know, but it put in a system where people could make them aware of, like, all right, we know you delete dead accounts. This particular account, we would like you to keep it for this reason, or at least let us like download the data and re-upload it on a different account that's not dead.
I mean, maybe, but the problem I have with that is sometimes you have a channel or you'll have videos, and under those videos will be like comments. Sometimes they're personal and whatnot. You re-upload them to anywhere else, you lose all those comments. You lose all that engagement. You lose everything.
Well,
you're just re-uploading the video, and you lose stuff.
Well, potentially keeping the channel up too, but at a certain point, there's only so much server space YouTube can afford.
Well, sure. I mean that can be a thing. Like, YouTube's a rich company. They can figure out a way to do this. I'm sure they can create more servers or figure out a way around that. or maybe actually get rid of the fucking bot channels. Figure out that method would be nice because there are.
Yeah, well, yeah, true. To be fair, if they have to decide between getting rid of bots and getting rid of dead channels, I'd much rather they prioritize bots.
Well, that or actually work on the problem with their hacked channels. Hell, I would love if we can get the cunt stream back, but YouTube won't do anything about it.
Yeah,
I know
really weird. So here's something I don't understand about this sort of situation. If you're in a channel and you've in any way, shape, or form monetized it, you've entered into a financial contract with YouTube. If somebody then defrauds you of that value, and YouTube refuses to give you any way to recover that value from somebody who literally stole like something of financial value, like that seems like it shouldn't be legal.
It's not.
You know.
Yeah, but it's like I think it's hard because let's say you want to actually sue YouTube to get your channel back or whatever, or file charges. Sometimes that's a lot harder to do. People might, because police forces, like let's say you want to file charges, they're not really going to file those charges. They'll just think of it as frivolous and just sort of say, "Oh yes, sir, we'll get right on that," and then you'll never hear from them again.
Well, I don't know how it works in Canada, but this would end up being like a civil suit, so the police would have no real say in the matter. You'd be filing a civil suit against YouTube.
Probably. I mean, I don't know if anything would ever come of it. But in Canada, I don't know
charges,
if I could.
Yeah, like the police are never going to get involved. They just don't care.
Yeah.
But like civil suits where you're suing them and saying your lack of following the law has cost me X amount of money. Pay up, motherfucker. You know, and then YouTube is like, no, we don't owe you money because, and then you fight it out in court. So that would be the best bet, I think.
I mean, it takes a long time to do that. Like the legal system could take years.
Well, plus
as far as I can tell,
lawyers that are gonna be way fucking better than anything you or I could ever afford.
Exactly. Like from what Schmeckel had told me, the channel was making at the time when they were doing the advertising. Because you have to remember, like YouTube doesn't do as much advertisement as they used to. But at that time, it was the height of the thing. And our dinky little channel of like 2,000 subscribers, he at least was making $3,000 a month. That's nothing to scoff at. That's pretty good.
That's a pretty good amount of fucking.
That's a lot of slash. That'll buy you a lot of slash hats, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's literally YouTube refusing to give you things that you own. Like, oh, well, you've proved ownership in every possible way, but we're not going to allow you access to it because why? Why would we?
Mm-hmm. They never really did get back in contact with us, so it is what it is.
And when they fucking demonetize you and owe you the money, and they're like, "Oh no, you can get your money back when you get remonetized." Because there's fucking channels. Oh, they did it to Medicare. They did it to the Revenge of the Sith, the guys I follow. Because they owed them like a good $4 or $5 grand when it got demonetized, and they still haven't paid them. And that was like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, I'm hoping eventually.
Like Medicare, I actually took out a fucking lawyer. Well, Medicare was a lot more money, I'm sure. But yeah, Medicare got his because he fucking hired a lawyer to get it back.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping at some point enough of the small channels can get together and actually file a really big lawsuit and actually do some damage to YouTube's pocketbook for this. For that kind of stuff, I'd love to see that happen. Because there's so many channels that I imagine if you got all the small channels, like Cuntstream wasn't a big channel. The two guys you're talking about, I forget what you call them. Not Mentoker, but the other two.
Yeah, Revenge
of the Sith.
Yeah,
these are other small channels. Like all these small channels that get screwed over and lose all this money. You add that up together, you're probably up into like $1 billion over the platform.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of money owing, and there's a lot of channels out there that got hacked. But also remember, like, there's a lot of channels right now getting demonetized or getting shut down. Like here in Canada, we have that conservative news outlet called The Rebel. Well, they were just fully demonetized. No strikes. They've broken no rules, broken no nothing, and they just got demonetized. No reason. And they're like one of the biggest news outlets in Canada. So, no.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I want to see all these companies filing lawsuits as much as possible, preferably as groups, if possible, to save some of the financial burden.
Well, and what's probably going to happen is the people are just going to have to start promoting their other sources of revenue, or not revenue, other places, because essentially everyone. What happened to Alex Jones is going to happen.
T-shirts and all that other kind of shit is going to be basically back in again. It's the only way to make money.
Like what happened to Alex Jones is going to happen to everyone else. I mean, it's already happening to Steven Crowder. I don't know if you heard about what happened to him.
I know he's suing Facebook right now, and it's a pretty serious lawsuit.
YouTube has suspended the channel for a week, when he comes, so he's not uploading it. He has an alternate channel, and I think that's where he's uploading. But I think he's about to be fully demonetized as well.
I'd love to hear the reason they have for suspending it.
Who knows? But you're right.
Ripping faggot shouldn't be a reason for fucking suspending somebody, dude.
Exactly. He should be suspended because of his terrible.
I'm sorry, I keep shitting on people that I know you like.
The episode where Steven Crowder is talking about the gay dude who has the YouTube channel where they literally insert dildos into his ass on the fucking video, and another man puts his penis in his ass in the video.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
That's totally fine, but watching Steven Crowder talk about it is fucking hilarious. It's an extra level of funny because you're like, yeah, Steven, we know you want to make your own version of it.
He's so jealous.
He's so mad that somebody else thought of it
I
first.
only knew I could do that. He's like, I've been doing that off camera for years.
Oh man, it is definitely entertaining. That one blows my mind. That naked yoga blew my fucking mind. I had no idea the naked yoga thing on YouTube and how many fucking just spread vaginas are all over YouTube with no censorship whatsoever. Under the fucking guise of being educational.
Oh, and it comes in alternate ways as well. I mean, you can look up waxing, because you can see naked vaginas in that too. Breastfeeding, that is hilarious. Because you would think, okay,
it's serious. Well, and I'm not surprised with the breastfeeding, but the waxing, that's funny.
Oh, it's all under educational.
BRE, and it immediately auto.
Anybody have how to fucking breastfeed? Is it more complicated than it seems?
Well, I mean, okay, I can understand some things because like it's a health thing, and new mothers don't know how to do any proper things. Which
that's a good point. Sorry.
Yeah,
withdrawn.
I mean, there are some cases, although I will say, because obviously I'm a degenerate, so obviously I look them up. Some of them are just it's just porn, because there was this one black woman, and she's giving you all this essential stuff about what you need to do, but she just has her tits out, and she's just squeezing them as milk's going and hitting the camera, as she's just talking about stuff. I thought, there is no way this is educational. What are you doing?
Yeah, there's just a lot of nipples in this.
Now I kind of want to see that. That sounds hilarious.
I don't know seeing the squeezing ones, but yeah, there's a lot of titties out with a lot of nipples showing.
There was one I remember seeing. It's a woman with really large tits, in a gray miniskirt and all that, with thick rimmed black glasses. That is literally a scene from a porno. As she's like starting the you know what? I need to stop describing this stuff. This is the holiest day of the year. How dare I? The day before Easter Monday.
Oh my god.
Shame on you, Samaj. Shame on you.
I know.
Yeah, there's just a bunch of people with their titties out. God damn it.
I really do want to see the one where she's just squirting it all over the fucking camera, dude. That sounds hilarious.
That honestly sounds hilarious.
I mean, it may have gotten taken down because anyone who watches the video can tell it's not educational. I mean, okay, she's saying stuff that sounds educational, but really, you're not looking at that. She just gratuitously
like, oh, is she talking?
Yeah, there's just a lot of people with vaginas spread in the middle of the fucking screen. It's waxing vaginas. It's educational.
Yeah, did you guys see? Yeah, like all that shit's okay, but the chick that queefs on camera on Twitch gets fucking suspended.
That's fucking hilarious. I mean, come fucking on. She had to fucking know that was just pushing it way too far.
It was bizarre, dude, but goddamn. It's still kind of fucking funny. You can literally hear her sucking fucking wind into her fucking cooch.
There's a video called Brazilian Waxing Vagina, I think. But the fucking I'm not clicking on any of this. I don't want to fucking watch it. But the thumbnail is just like an Asian chick and an Asian dude making out, and he's got her bra like half off and shit. Like it's obviously just porn. Like it's not even fucking trying.
Which it's weird because on YouTube you can find stuff that's essentially softcore porn, but if you go on to Pornhub, you can probably see like Let's Play videos or something, or trailers that weren't meant to be released yet. The internet is a very strange place right now. I go to Pornhub for my video game clips and YouTube for my porn.
Yeah. There is a serious moral failing in that YouTube allows all this pornography without honestly putting it behind at least some sort of attempt at adult, only.
Yeah. Put it on fucking YouTube Red. Fuck. Could be the equivalent of fucking OnlyFans.
A lot of these systems are broken.
And again, morally inconsistent for sure.
Mm-hmm. I think the worst offender would be Twitch. Because Twitch...
Yeah, they're fucking wacky.
It's just a cam girl show.
It's close to a cam girl show. They're not allowed to actually masturbate on it. They can't
unless it's
just go completely naked.
The camera.
They can't fucking masturbate on it, which is the two main things that separate it from a cam show.
I'm pretty sure
it's 100% the goddamn same.
Yeah, unless they pretend to I thought I ended the stream. Who doesn't masturbate immediately after? I mean, besides Darkside Phil, but
he did it before.
Who doesn't immediately?
Huh? This actually made sense. You got to get that poison out before you start streaming. Sure, I get it.
I didn't realize I went live.
I know that some of the Twitch girls they do masturbate on stream. You just don't know it because have you heard of a Wii Vibe?
Is there a vibrator that you hook up to your fucking Wii now?
No. It's something you sync up to your. A lot of the women on Chatterbox use it. It's this pink thing.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It vibrates every time
there's like a male version and a female version. And
I've never seen the male version, but
via the internet. But I'm sure that the girls on there just use the female version, obviously. And I've never essentially.
I've never seen the male version because I'm straight. So the female version, it's pink and all, and every time you get a donation, it goes off. And if you've seen some of the Twitch videos of these thoughts and the way they react after a donation, because sometimes they might do a sort of cooking thing, and then out of nowhere they go, oh, like something just happened. It's yeah, I think you got something going on there.
Oh, like they're doing the same thing. They're just not. It's not well known, or they're not announcing it.
they're trying to hide it, but they always make like a jerk, or like someone pinched them or something, like something just happened every time there's a
they
donation.
They basically do the same physical response, even though they're not supposedly having a.
Exactly. So there were Twitch girls who are clearly masturbating while on stream. Even some of the VTubers out there, like, yeah, I know you got something going on there. So, yeah.
That's so bizarre.
I think I've affirmed my celibacy for a little too long now. So we should get off this topic.
Well, I mean, I get the frustration. I get the frustration because Twitch is supposed to be like a video game platform. And clearly these thoughts are not, it has nothing to do with video games. They're just selling sex, which, of course they're going to outsell a lot of the other people who are doing like legitimate entertainment trying to do like video game stuff. But I don't know, man. I mean, if Twitch was just honest about it, like, yeah, we have cam girls, that makes a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
I think it would solve a lot of the problem.
Yeah, if they were honest, it would be okay. Not to mention, there's so many people out there who are getting striked and getting taken down or taken off the platform because of arbitrary things like oh, you said a bad word.
Oh yeah. Whereas these Twitch thoughts can basically do whatever the fuck they want, short of murdering someone live on camera.
Yeah, it's like there's no fairness in any of this.
Oh, I forget which one it was, but there's one of these thoughts that apparently has shown her like butthole on camera like a ridiculous number of times at this point, or her cooch or whatever. Like she's showing, her privates essentially like over and over. And she's been banned like a ton of different times, but it's always only for like a week.
Yeah, and she just sort of treats it like, oh, I'm on a holiday. And they make so much money in donations, it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. But, like, the cam girls are doing it on cam girl sites as often and making as much, I'm sure. I think it's the dishonesty that bothers people.
Fair enough.
Well, also, apparently a lot of the people that work at Twitch use that position to fuck some of these thoughts, too.
Oh, yeah.
They fucking harass
really
the shit out of them.
But, yeah.
I mean, before Twitch became not before, but as it was becoming more popular, I remember I was talking to a guy who actually worked for Twitch. He was on, can't remember whose stream I was on, but yeah, he used to be on there. And he was talking about how it's a fucking soap opera. So many of these people are dating, and then they're breaking up, and then they're getting back together. It's like, it's a goddamn fucking soap opera day in, day out. And because he has to hear the stories, and he has to moderate sometimes, and like, Jesus Christ.
Well, and then some of the Twitch channels, it's like there's like one really famous Twitch person, but then there's like a whole house full of other like mediocre streamers that are smaller. And then like if they get in a fight or whatever, like somebody gets kicked out of the house, and essentially it's like the end of their Twitch career. Like they just lost their job. Because without the major streamer, they won't have any chance of making money. So it's almost like a fucking Real World style from the old days of fucking MTV.
Oh, I remember
that bitch's name. Is that Alinity?
The cat?
Yeah, I remember this bitch.
No, not Alinity. What's this bitch's name?
I
can't remember her name. Is it Alinity, or am I confusing her with somebody else?
I don't remember all of them.
It could be Amaranth.
Yeah,
I think Amaranth is another name.
Amaranth, yeah. I think that's her. I think that's Amaranth.
This actually doesn't bother me so much because the cat's fine. Like the cat, it wasn't a dog; it was a cat. Cats can handle it.
Yeah.
It was a shitty thing to do.
Actually,
and I would prefer she
yeah,
admitted and said, "Hey, I did this. It was really shitty, and I won't do it again. I'm working on that." Like, made a real apology. But like,
she did.
The cat's not hurt. The one that bothered me was when she tried to put vodka in the cat's mouth. Because I'm pretty sure vodka is not good for a fucking cat. Like, really not. Oh, that's from a Twitch stream?
Fuck, dude. That's a hot redhead, dude.
I think that's
educational content, dude.
That is.
What's her name? Because she's pretty cute, dude.
Oh, he says it was Alinity.
It was? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I did have her right. Amaranth's a fucking cunt too, I'm pretty sure, but yeah.
Well, anybody that gets really big on the internet at this point, it seems like, well, it's sort of similar to Hollywood.
Yeah,
they
keep
get that
coming.
sort of swelled head and the unrealistic, concept of their own value. That sort of like weird narcissistic sort of disorder that hits people.
Do you remember when Project Melody? Yeah. I remember when Project Melody started hitting the scene with the Chatterbait stuff, and all the thoughts there on Chatterbait were losing their shit because she just blew up in popularity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let them know just how fucking replaceable they are.
Oh God! And like
she's one of the ones that has like a fucking OnlyFans, right? Like a free OnlyFans or whatever.
Yeah, she does now because
that's the one that's fake, right? That's run by dudes.
No.
I'm thinking of another one.
I think Melody is actually a chick that plays the character and is like.
Yeah. Okay.
They hook her up to
the standard. There is one where
hook up.
There was one where it's a fake character, though, right?
Amaranth. Okay, that's why he was posting it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Melanie was the one that she blew up in popularity, and also Pornhub was doing this thing where they were purging a bunch of people because it turned out that there was child porn on the website.
Oh, so and they got rid of all her stuff too because she's like
because even though she confirmed with staff that she's an adult, it didn't matter because the avatar they said looked too young. The anime avatar, so she got banned and all her content's gone.
That really bothers me. Like, I get people being uncomfortable with the younger looking animations and drawings and stuff, but at the end of the day, they're not real people. You can't treat them as though it really like there was a real person being hurt by this.
Yeah.
You can't attach the same value to a drawing as you do to an actual child. It's too dangerous.
Yeah.
Even though I fully agree, it's gross as fuck. Whatever, like, I get it.
Right.
But I think Melanie went out. Yeah, she did set up an OnlyFans. So, the only reason I'd ever sign up for an OnlyFans is probably to follow her on there. But that's that one thing I haven't tried yet.
I think you'd probably regret it. I've never seen anybody on Twitch or any other platform that's entertaining enough to watch for any length of time. Like, I don't understand the allure. I mean, yeah, maybe they'll get naked or semi-naked, but they're fucking boring and vapid. Like, other than the titties, what is there to be interested in? Like,
you're talking about the thoughts.
Yeah, the thoughts on Twitch.
I like Sweet Anita.
A couple of the just talking streams where they do the Twitch thoughterry, and it just, I don't understand how anybody can care. Like, I don't understand why people give them money.
Yeah, I like Sweet Anita. She's pretty interesting. But I don't even really watch her either.
I haven't watched Cam Girls, but I assume it's the same with Cam Girls. So they're naked, so fucking what? After a certain point, that's not really that great. Especially if they're boring.
Yeah, I can watch hotter chicks fucking. Yeah. You can just watch porn and see hotter chicks fucking.
Yeah.
It depends on the person. It depends on what they say and how entertaining are they, and also like, do they retain your interest? Some do, some don't. It depends on what you
have to see a single one that's even remotely interesting to me, at least. They're all boring as shit. But you know what? If somebody's into it, I guess that's what it works for them.
Well, they've exploded.
Yeah, it's that illusion of having a relationship, dude, for a lot of them.
Well, for some, I don't know. Like the VTubers aren't really a relationship thing. Yeah. But a lot of VTubers, they just sort of want to be entertaining and talk anime and stuff. Which is fine.
If it's legitimately like they're talking about anime, they're having like real conversations, and it's not just porn.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand. Like, but so far I have yet to see any of these people that Like, I mean, I'm just looking at.
I find Pokemon's popularity is inexplicable to me, dude.
Well,
because she's like fucking like an average looking and actually kind of dumpy in my opinion, and she's super
like
fucking popular.
She looks like a housewife.
Yeah,
she looks like a housewife with too much fucking makeup on.
You know the one that surprises me, the one that always gets me. Have you ever heard of Zombie Unicorn?
Yeah, I've heard of her, and I've seen pictures, and she was not really that attractive.
She did that whole bully hunters
she's not even
thing.
Average looking.
Oh, she did that whole bully hunters thing. And that was such a fucking fail. Oh boy, that was cringy as hell. And it was funny because when bully hunters started going up there, I'm like, okay, well, who is this person? And I type up Zombie Unicorn. And her Twitter's all about the feminist nonsense or whatever. But you go to her Twitch channel, it's her in lingerie and everything. I'm like, how the fuck you talk about female objectification while you're fucking you got your ass out on female objectifying on your channel?
She's like 40-year-old man face.
Yeah, dude, she's the one that tried to go off on the what was it, like the Monster girls, the ones that were like working for the Monster energy drinks, the hot chicks at like a convention, and she tried to get them canceled.
Oh yeah,
like, bitch, you're just jealous that they're actually hot. Like, you know that was their motivation.
And when she gets out, she's wearing like a hoodie or something, and she looks frumpy and just average as all fuck. Like
she looks like a 40-year-old man with tits.
She does not look good, dude.
Her face looks so fucking
there's a lot
manly.
that are inexplicable.
Her face is like a man's face. I don't fucking get how anybody could be interested.
I think some of them just got started really early when there weren't that many options.
Well, she has big tits, and if you have big tits, there's always going to be some guys who are like, "Oh, big titties, big titties."
Yeah, this is true. Even if you know they're fucking like, just sag halfway down her fucking belly.
Meh.
Like those things aren't perky, you know that.
Meh. Titties are titties, man.
You say that.
Cleavage is cleavage.
You say that, but I've seen pictures of women in National Geographic, and I'm like, nah, man, nah.
Yeah, if you gave that
the old
like
fucking,
burger, she'd probably blow you.
I mean, that was the most nudity I saw when I was a kid because I just go to the National Geographic magazines. But man,
you didn't have the woods porn from the woods.
No, I lived out in the farm. There weren't that many.
I found porn in the woods. Everybody's found porn in the woods, but you, man. You're like the only dude who never found porn in the fucking woods.
Never. I lived
not regularly, but it definitely happened at least once in my life.
No, man, I grew up on farms.
It's the porn fairy.
I wish, dude. I wish.
Should have been woods all around, just full of porn, dude.
I don't know, man. I also had a buddy in grade school who was selling his fucking. He'd raid his dad's Playboy collection and try to collect the ones he didn't think he'd get busted for stealing, and then sell them for like $5 a pop.
Smart. Well, wait, right? Shit. No, wait. That's dumb. He should have ripped out the pages and sold the pages for $5 a pop.
Oh well, you know what? Grade schools. Maybe he went on to get better at it.
Maybe.
He was a young entrepreneur at that point. Hadn't learned the ropes.
It's like the one
hadn't
person
learned to maximize his profits
about was the dude that had like a fucking full-on candy business.
Oh yeah,
he made hundreds of dollars selling just candy bars and sodas and shit all the time.
Yeah, I had one in our school too, because like I think like the teachers in the school assumed they was doing it for some kind of charity shit, and he wasn't. You know what I mean?
Dude. This dude never got busted by the teachers, not a single fucking time. 4 years of high school.
Yeah, no, the dude and same with the dude I'm talking about.
They never even saw him sell candy. He was that good.
No, wow.
Like, I guarantee you none of the teachers knew this dude was selling.
Well, I hope he found his calling and moved on to selling drugs then.
He would be amazing at it. He's the only one I actually would be interested to hear how he's doing now. And I didn't really know him. I just would fucking love to know, like, what did he go?
Yeah, just went to school with him.
Did he fucking end up being homeless? I don't fucking know.
Again, with that kind of skill set, he fucking should have fucking moved on to selling drugs. I hope so, for his sake.
Business.
Because yeah, if you can manage to slang candy and nobody's fucking seen you do it, that's pretty impressive.
He was really good.
Sounds like it, man. Yeah, but the dude I was talking about literally just walked around with a big clear plastic bag full of fucking candy bars and shit. Just fucking sold them all day long.
Okay, that's fucking insane.
Yeah, it was great because that would happen. Like like the cheerleaders or whoever would sell them to raise money for whatever stupid cheerleading shit they were doing. So I think all the teachers in that assumed he was doing it something like that as some kind of fundraiser.
Brilliant. In a way, that's even
which,
like more
I guess,
brilliant than the guy I knew, because he was just doing it out in the open.
Yeah, just so blatantly out in the open.
Like,
yeah,
oh, he must be allowed to.
Yeah.
With it. That's
like
great.
Maybe that's why they assumed it was for something like that, because again, he didn't try to hide it.
Dude, that's the guy that's building a fucking weather machine to take over the world right now. Like just give him time.
Yeah, man.
Good God, that's fucking evil genius. You know what? I'd say he beats the guy I knew, hands down.
Yeah, just on balls alone. And he was a fucking dorky dude, so maybe that was, again, part of the fucking cover.
Oh, that's fucking brilliant. Just does it right there. Nobody even fucking cares because they just assume it's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because why else would
Yeah, he's not being secretive about it at all, dude. Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, I love that guy. I don't even know him. I think he's amazing.
Great. Yeah, I gotta look him up, actually, and see what the fuck he is up to.
Right? Oh, man.
Yeah, because, again, he was a super dorky dude. But I remember partying with him one year when we were about 16, 17. He was fucking wasted. And I remember like a week later, it was like yearbook time, and like in this thing, it was like, hey, if you have any parties, call me. So he's probably an alcoholic by now.
Oh, yeah. But you know, functional or not functional, that's the question.
Right.
Yeah.
The good old functioning alcoholic.
Well, I mean, if you can be an alcoholic and still support yourself and everything, then yeah, fucking go for it.
Mm. There actually does seem to be a lot of them. Like alcoholics are not generally, like I've noticed in recovery and that, anybody who's just a straight alcoholic is generally pretty fucking old by the time they make it into recovery.
Well, because it's legal to buy anywhere. There's really not a lot of social stigma.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you're at a party and you break out.
Yeah, especially when you're
Daniels,
young.
Everybody's like, "Fuck yeah, party on!" You break out a meth.
Yeah,
there's
fuck
gonna be
yeah,
some people
bro.
who are like, "Yeah, dude, party on," and there's some other people who are like, "Did you just break out fucking meth? Get the fuck out of my house!"
Right.
You know, like,
mm-hmm. Are you shooting up heroin in the bathroom? You fucking sicko.
Yeah, there's like two different levels there. That's fucking funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a dude I worked with up in Flagstaff that I didn't realize it at the time, but looking back on it, like that dude was a fucking heroin addict, dude. Like he would fucking have these little fucking rage fucking moments. And again, he would fucking a lot of times go into the bathroom and be in there for like 20 to 30 fucking minutes. Like, yeah, he was fucking shooting up, dude. He had to be.
Shooting up heroin.
Yeah,
we had a client that was doing that, and he kept fucking getting more kits. Like, they'd keep taking away his heroin kit. And then, like, 2 days later, they'd be all surprised that he had another heroin kit. Like, well, heroin's really addictive.
Yep, we took away his heroin kit. There's no way he can get another one of those. It's impossible.
Yeah. And then a couple times it was even with heroin on him, and it was just like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, you gotta kick this guy the fuck out. He's not gonna just stop doing heroin. You know, like, oh man.
Nope, everybody's got to get a million chances. Fucking unlimited chances.
Oh, dude, the fucking autistic guy we had, Jesus fucking Christ. For 6 months, we had to call the police every single day because he'd AWOL. And we could not kick him out for the fucking longest time.
Is he the one that would go get like fucking cigarette butts from the fucking ashtray?
Which was bad enough with the AWOLing and stuff, but he would also just occasionally walk out into the road for no reason.
Damn, dude.
And the road our house is on,
why the fuck wouldn't he be?
Road. There's traffic all day long.
Like, that seems to be like a disabling level of fucking autism. Like, it seems like he should be in some kind of group home.
Should be in a locked facility of some kind. He should be in a facility where it's just not possible to get out without staff being with him.
Yeah.
Well, for his own safety and for everybody else. I mean, you walk out in the middle of the road, some guy might swerve and fucking die in a car accident or kill some other pedestrian or another person in another car. You know, like this is extremely dangerous to a lot of people if you're just going to walk out in the fucking road. Yeah. Whatever, though. None of my fucking... I don't make those calls, so... We do have a neighbor from hell thing going on now. Where, like...
oh, yeah?
Yeah, I missed it all because it all happens during the day. I guess you can come over and bother us at night, thankfully. So let's see. The first thing was there was a basketball hoop out there that we used to have. There's like a little court next to the house, and there was a basketball hoop out there.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't like that, and then there were some other complaints, so we put it in our backyard. And somebody else put a basketball hoop out there because I guess their kids liked playing with it occasionally.
Right.
He was using his car to like block it and to like hit it a bunch of times. And then,
damn,
he fucking tore it apart. Like we don't know for sure it was him, but like nobody else really would have done it.
It was him. Yeah,
at one point they were
can't prove it was him, but it was him.
Yeah, it was definitely him. We don't have witnesses, so legally we can't say it was him. They had a staff meeting, and at the staff meeting, my boss was there, her boss was there, and the guy that runs the company was there. Because he wanted to go around to each of the house's staff meetings and personally hand out letters thanking people for continuing to work through COVID and not just quitting and taking unemployment for, 2 or 3 times what we would make working at the houses.
Right.
Which was nice of him. And then, the letters are very nice. If I really was afraid of COVID, I think it would mean a lot more.
Right.
But when he was there, the guy came over, knocked on the door, and expected everybody to just move all their cars out of the court. It's like the only place to park. And they were like, well, we're in the middle of a staff meeting. As soon as it's done in like an hour, we'll move everything. There'll be plenty of room then. So he proceeded to tear the signs off the front of the house and slam the doors and walk back up and down the street pitching a fit.
It's fucking insane, dude.
And then the most recent thing he's done was pull up his Toyota 4Runner and play music in front of the house so loud that it was hurting people inside's ears.
Jesus Christ.
And not just the young lady who was the staff person that night, but the clients as well. So if they're complaining, then it's genuinely a bad deal. And that one I just was like,
right.
All you're doing is fucking up your own hearing, really badly. So I don't know what why you would think that was some sort of win. I don't get that at all. But then I guess when she looked out to see who it was, he flipped her the bird and then drove away. But he lives in an apartment building that's on the fucking court. It's like a real small 3 apartment, 3 little townhouses together kind of apartment place. But whatever.
Gotcha.
I mean, nothing I can do about it. But it's just wacky that this dude is just fucking nightmare from hell going. The downside for him though, number one, he doesn't own property. He's a renter. Number 2, these are gravely disabled adults, and he's harassing them.
Mm-hmm.
So unlike most situations where there's really not a lot you can do, he's gonna lose his place to live. Like, they'll throw him the fuck out of his house. They'll be like, well, you're only renting, so we're going to terminate your lease now through the courts, and you're not allowed within 100 yards. And then they'll arrest his ass, and he'll do jail time.
Yeah, he's going to fucking get in some serious legal trouble, dude.
Yeah. Whether you agree with that level of protection for them or not.
He fucking rented the place?
Well,
you know what I mean? Like, why the fuck would he move?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why.
I guess he might just like
it. But, I'm a rational person, so.
Yeah. You can't really understand the mindset of a person like that. True. Yeah. Like, he probably moved there because of it. He's like, I like being pissed off every day, so I'm going to move into the place that provides me with the fucking anger I need.
Oh, no. Actually, no. It was closed down for a good 4 or 5 years. So we just reopened about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. Yeah, almost 2 years ago now. So he could have lived there before we even opened, and it's just been a slow fucking burn on his temper or whatever, that now the house is opened again and there are clients there again. Yeah, so I don't know.
Who knows, that crazy fucking guy.
Yeah, who knows? I don't really care. Like, I don't have to deal with him unless he comes here at night. And if he comes here at night, he's not going to be a problem for me. Those kind of people are easy to deal with.
Yeah.
I'll just be, like, absurdly polite and very, very friendly. And he won't be able to be mad at me for more than a few minutes, at most. And then he'll probably just leave confused.
Yeah, if you're not yelling back. Dude, they kind of lose interest.
Well, there's a method for taking care of, like, getting... Well, and it won't work 100% of the time, but for the vast majority of people it'll work. Is you neither deny nor admit guilt, and you just acknowledge everything they said.
Just acknowledge?
Yeah.
Right.
So if they're like, you son of a bitch, you'd be like, well, I can understand that you're upset right now, sir. Like, you're not admitting that you're a son of a bitch, and you're not arguing with the person. You're just, okay, that's understandable. What next? There's
no solution, but I acknowledge you have a problem.
Yeah. Well, and then the less you feed anger back into that cycle, the more they run out of anger, because there's just nothing to sustain it. You're not playing the game.
Yeah.
So, if your response is, you motherfucker, you did this, and the other thing, I'm going to kick your ass. Well, then he knows how to handle that. He just gets madder.
Yeah, like, that's what I wanted to happen.
He could be like, that's the secret. I'm always angry. And then fucking Hulk out.
I think, Eugene Merman, I don't know if you know him, the comic, but yeah, he was telling a story about how, I don't know, it was something like in traffic or whatever, and like the guy was like yelling at him, he's like, yeah! He yelled back, and I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry I did that! That was my fault! And then the guy was like, like, he was pissed off that he couldn't, like, it didn't escalate into an argument. The guy was just like, no big deal.
He's mad because he doesn't get to fight.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really inconsiderate of me. I'm sorry.
Oh, man, I gotta get these fucking Amaranth bitch off of here. It's kind of fucking obnoxious. Oh, here, hope your Easter eggs... Oh, is excellent. Okay. It's a bad pun. I just picked one of the first ones that caught my eye on trending GIFs, just enough to get Amaranth off my screen.
Fine. Well, I didn't mind that. She's actually pretty cute. But yeah, it's fine that you
Oh,
Jesus, fucking Nacho, dude.
Oh, it's the Guns fight.
Ethan Ralph. Yeah, the Gunt. Ethan Ralph.
Oh, God.
Apparently there's some drama with him and some other fucking like the chick he's dating now, like was the ex to this other dude, and she had left her shit over there for like 6 months.
Who he knocked up is dating some other guy, and his current girlfriend is fighting with I don't know, but it's funny. And there was a fight that was caught on video that was pretty fucking hilarious. Yeah. He got pretty pwned.
Yeah. Jumped him. Like, even the other chick jumped in and was beating the shit out of the Ralph. Oh, God. I haven't actually seen the video, though. I got to actually watch the whole thing. I've seen little snippets.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, fuck. Did you ever get a chance to watch that the quarterback takes friends with Down syndrome to prom?
No.
I felt so bad because I looked at the fucking comments after I left my comment of like, that dude's gotten head. Like he got head for that. I looked at it, all these people leaving all these like sweet comments, like, oh, that's so
just talking about how
they're such amazing people. I'm like, she sucked his dick.
Right. He's got like anytime blowjob fucking situation going on. Sure, I'll take you to prom.
Yeah.
Remember, just like always, blow me first and blow me last.
Oh, man. I'm just a terrible fucking human.
It would be fucked up. Everybody's kind of assuming that. It's not. Like, he's a genuinely good guy.
Oh, yeah. No, I just wrote that because it was fucked up. I don't really care. Yeah, I don't know, I don't even know if he got blown or not.
No, that is funny, dude. Damn.
I just, I like the difference between me and apparently like 90% of humanity. Like, oh, how wonderful.
Yeah. I'm going to interpret this in the most fucked up way possible.
Oh, yes.
He's totally abusing this chick.
Using
her as his personal blowjob machine.
She clearly looked like she really liked hanging out with him. Apparently, like, they've been friends since they were little kids. Hey, why not?
Apparently, she's been blowing him since they were little kids.
Right, I'm heading off to bed, so I'll talk to y'all later.
Buenas noches.
Bye.
Peace out. That's longer than he normally sticks around with his goodbyes, dude.
Maybe we're entertaining him with the retarded girl blowing the quarterback joke.
Could be. Oh, fuck. That is a bit of an uncomfortable topic, so. But that's why he bailed. It's understandable.
I don't know why that would be uncomfortable, though.
Yeah, you wouldn't. No.
Well, I mean, what's wrong with that? Like, if unless she's like literally like a little kid, and in the video she seemed like she was retarded, but not like that retarded.
Right.
It seemed like she'd be able to understand like the difference between fucking and not fucking, like, so.
Yeah, she might just love sucking a dick, man.
Yeah. Who knows?
Nobody's getting hurt.
Oh man. Oh, there's a fucking story I heard from. I just happened to catch some stuff where they were talking about Princess Bride and like, Mandy Patinkin and the other people are like remembering Andre the Giant, talking about how awesome he was. And I saw this other interview. Apparently, Andre the Giant just shit all over a guy at one point.
Like literally, you mean?
Like literally shit all over a guy at one point. So,
damn, dude.
He and this dude were like doing a match in like Mexico or some shit, and Andre the Giant had been out drinking heavy. And Andre the Giant, because he's so fucking big, he'd literally drink like tankards of fucking whiskey. Like a fucking, not tankards, but like the fucking pitchers. Right. Like,
like a Stein,
like, like mugs. But he'd literally like have a fucking beer pitcher-sized pitcher full of hard liquor as like his beginning drink to start the evening off.
Yeah.
But he'd apparently been
that's like a fucking shot for everyone else. It's the equivalent of a shot for him.
Well, they were saying like you take the regular beer glass and you put it in his hand and it just disappears. He's just so much bigger than everybody else.
Remember him with cans. like holding beer cans, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude! Like his hand is way wider. Like you know what I mean? Holding it, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It looked tiny. It looked like the half can, like not even the half cans, those little tiny ones, dude.
Oh
That's
yeah.
how it looked in his hands.
Oh, no doubt. But yeah, like he was wrestling with the dude, and he'd been out drinking the night before, and was just feeling poorly, and still went on with the show, and had the guy down and pinned, and basically was sitting on his chest and just shit all over the guy. Just fucking covered him. And then he kept trying to get up to get off the guy, and every time he'd try to get up, it would cause him to shit a little bit more. The guy actually was laughing about it. He's like, I went and took a shower. You didn't mean to do it. It wasn't,
yeah, it wasn't malevolent. Yeah. That sounds hilarious. Like, I wish there was fucking video of that.
Oh yeah, you did. You see his
maybe not.
Beer can in his hand, and his hand is like way bigger than the beer can. Or the pictures of him in like airplanes and shit, where his head is just slightly to the side because he's so big.
No, yeah. Or him in any kind of fucking normal chair, dude.
Yeah, that had to be such a rough fucking
Christ,
existence.
Dude, he cannot fit into it. Yeah. Yeah, but by all accounts, he was a fucking great dude, man.
Yeah, he was one of the nicest people. Everybody that knew him he was one of the nicest people on the planet, to the point where it's actually believable. The way they describe him.
Right.
Like the dude he shit on actually had an issue with him earlier using the word nigger. And he, like they fucking, they'd worked it out prior, long before that match ever happened. He and Andre had like actually like sat down and hashed it out, and they were cool. He's
like, I'm from France. I didn't know that was a bad word.
Oh man, isn't there another giant from France like doing a lot of acting right now? Like not Andre the Giant sized, but substantially larger than your average person.
Not that I'm familiar with, but probably.
Yeah, he was in Sherlock Holmes, I believe.
I think it's been too long since I've seen that.
Yeah, the one with who was the guy?
Robert Downey Jr.?
Robert Downey Jr., yeah. There we go. I'm not sure. I don't know why. I don't remember that.
Ooh, very well.
Because I'm pretty sure. Oh, there's so many Sherlock Holmes movies. It's like, which one? Jesus.
Type in giant. Sherlock Holmes giant. Maybe that'll pull it up. Gotta be more specific sometime.
He wasn't a huge character in there, though. Oh, Robert Millet. Oh, he's Canadian.
French-Canadian.
And retired professional wrestler. He was Kurgan in the WWF from 1997 to 99.
Kurgan.
No, but he's not like an actual giant. Never mind.
He's just pretty big.
He's just 7 foot tall, 350 pounds.
Well, that is technically a giant.
Oh, is that technically a giant? I didn't know what the specifics were.
I think so.
But he's not.
I think I remember Brian Posehn saying something like 6'7" or 6'8" and above is considered a giant. But again, that may not be correct. I have not independently verified that.
Well, Andre the Giant was
Posehn's a big dude, so.
And 520 pounds.
How 7 foot what?
7'4".
God damn, dude. Yeah, Hulk Hogan totally slammed that dude without him like jumping up so he could do it.
God damn.
Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with that, but Hulk Hogan kind of slammed him at one point.
Oh.
But you can tell Andre the Giant's like jumping as he's doing it. You know what I mean? As he's picking him up, Andre had to jump, so he just kind of fucking like went with the momentum and slammed him. But yeah, there's no way. Even Hulk Hogan, who's fucking like 6'4" and ripped back in the day, or still is, I guess. But yeah, even he's not fucking picking that up and just doing a regular body slam.
So you're a giant if you're slightly more than 7 feet now.
Mm. Oh, okay, so Posehn was lying to me. Fucking God.
It depends on what it is. Most places it's a little over 7 feet, but I think in 2006 Great Britain it was 6'8" or taller.
Okay, maybe that's what he was basing that on.
Honestly, though, I
he's
think
not
it's like
British,
a specific
though.
genetic.
He's an American. Yeah.
Oh no! Now I'm seeing like 6'9" or 6'10".
Okay. All right, Posehn, you're off the hook. You have plausible deniability.
Yeah. Well, because I know, like, my dad was like 6'1" and 3/4 of an inch, so almost 6'2".
Yeah, my dad was like 6'4", dude.
Damn.
Yeah, really skinny. Not fucking.
Yeah, I must
like wide or anything. He's pretty skinny guy. Skinny, hairy guy. I'm glad I didn't get either of that, dude. I'm not 6'4". I'm only about 6'1", but I'm definitely
you're a little taller than
wide 6'1".
You're 1 inch taller. You got 1 inch on me.
Yeah, I'm built like an offensive lineman too.
Giant though, like
I'm fucking wide. Yeah, I'm tall and wide. I'm just
thinking more like Andre the Giant and the fucking the other dude, like 7 foot, 7'4". That's a lot of fucking. There's got to be a lot of fucking frustration in that. Like, imagine like finding a bed you would be able to lay on.
Right.
Like, at best, well, now we have all the foam mattresses. Now it's not that big a deal. You could probably find a place that'll sell you a custom foam mattress for probably twice what an average mattress would cost. Build your own frame. It's not that hard to build a square frame for a bed.
Yeah, because I think they make like longer versions of everything too, right? Like they'll make a full long.
There's a full XL and a twin XL that are both longer, slightly longer.
Yeah.
But they're not substantially. It's
I would think
it's like 2 or 3 inches longer than the normal, or like 4 inches taller than the normal.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, even on a king size bed, like, you fucking have to lay diagonally to get any kind of, you know what I mean? Maybe if you lay diagonally, but probably not even then. His feet are probably hanging off. Ooh. There was an NBA player, George Mirasan, and he was like 7'7", I think. He was at least 7'6". And he was actually like kind of proportioned. Like there was a dude named Manute Bol back in the day that he was like 7'6", but he was incredibly like cartoonishly skinny. I gotta find a picture of Manute Bol. I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Oh, so the twin mattress.
But George Mirasan was actually like just looked like a big dude. He was kind of goofy looking, but he was just a big dude.
So what is it? Yeah, the twin mattress is 75 inches long, and then the twin XL is 80 inches long. I believe the full XL is 6 inches longer than the regular full. It's the same length as a queen size mattress, but it's 6 inches less width than a queen size mattress.
Gotcha.
And then a California King is the same length as a queen mattress, but much wider. But the California King is like 4 inches bigger than like a regular king size mattress, 4 inches longer. 4 inches longer and 4 inches wider.
And wider, yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand why it's such a small difference between those. But then again, like
if you're gonna make it longer, you think it would be at least sucking, like a foot longer. You know what I mean? Or at least that's what I would assume.
Well, here's the thing that's really interesting. A twin mattress is 38 by 75 inches. A full-size mattress is 54 inches by 74 inches. So it's actually an inch shorter than a regular twin. It's just like 2 people can sleep on it, supposedly.
Weird.
Yeah, but you could fit 2 people in a full-size mattress if they really, really got along well. It would be a pretty fucking narrow fit.
Fuck, why is this so fucking low? Come on, where are you at?
But like I know I'm really happy with my queen size bed because it's long enough that I don't have to hang my feet off the edge. Because I can sleep at an angle. Oh, that's a hell of a basketball player. Jesus.
Dude, is that not cartoonishly fucking skinny, dude? 7'6", 7 feet 6 inches tall, dude.
Photoshopped?
Dude, that's fucking real, man. I told you he was fucking cartoonishly skinny.
He looks like he.
Yeah, I mean, there's other pictures that don't look that bad, but that's him, man.
He looks like he should fall apart. Like it shouldn't stay together.
Yeah,
like it's almost offensive.
Yeah, it looks like it. Like if he tried to block a shot, it looks like if he hit the ball, his arms would break.
Yeah, exactly. Although his arms and legs are probably as big around as a normal person's, they just look so skinny in reference to his height and his body.
Yeah. Why, dude? Why, Nacho, dude? Why? Oh, fuck. He's skinnier. My dude still got him beat, dude. Still skinnier than Slender Man.
Oh, man. Didn't they try to make a Slender Man movie? I thought they tried to make one and it just, like, totally failed.
Yeah, I can imagine somebody trying. I'm not familiar with it, but I wouldn't doubt it.
I don't know. I'm still looking forward to that Ryan Reynolds flick where he's the NPC that becomes self-aware in a video game. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of seems like a Deadpool movie without having to worry about all the people telling him what to do. Like,
right.
Without as much of that.
Yeah.
So we're not likely to see a Deadpool
input
3
from the studio.
Or is we're definitely going to see a Deadpool 3, or are we not likely to? Because I kind of get the feeling maybe not.
Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to. Especially, I'd like to give them a shot to redeem them if the second one was as bad as you're describing.
It's
or was it just not good?
I would say watch it. It's not terrible, but it's just definitely not up to the first one's standard.
Yeah, I absolutely love the first one, dude. So if I guess I could go into it without any expectations, probably not that bad. Knowing that it's not nearly as good as the first one.
Yeah, you'll be all right. It's fun, It's got like Domino, it's got Colossus, it's got Juggernaut and all sorts of fun, wacky adventures and zany stuff going on. I think part of it was
Cable's in it.
Deadpool wanting to not be Deadpool, which was kind of lame. They had almost like a similar crisis of conscience like Wolverine did in his stupid movie. Not the one where he found the little girl that was a clone, but the one where he wanted to give up his healing factor because he wanted to die or whatever. He didn't want to live forever. He's like, I'm so sad. Immortality is terrible. It's like, fuck you.
Poor guy. Although I don't know, I could see it. I mean, if you're like 220 years old, because again, he's supposed to be super fucking old, according to the lore. If you live that long, you might be tired of living.
Definitely proves that wisdom does not come with age.
Right. Damn.
Because for somebody that fucking old, he's sure dumb as shit.
Right. Although he, again, apparently got his memory wiped at some point.
I don't know if that's enough of an excuse.
Yeah, that does seem like a convenient plot fucking thing.
Yeah. But whatever. I don't really give a shit.
Yeah. But I like the Logan. I like the Logan movie, the one with the girl in that. That one was okay, dude.
No, that one was kind of okay, but it was kind of dumb at the same time. With the whole adamantium poisoning. It's like something we've never discussed is suddenly like the big thing that matters.
Yeah.
You know?
Do it.
And then like the only way for him to save his daughter is to die, which didn't really make any fucking sense. Like the whole sacrificing himself thing just made no fucking sense at all, really.
Nice shot of Wolverine cutting up a sausage.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just looking at the Discord. Natural.
You know, it's like
nice
superheroes that refuse to kill people. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like the third or fourth time that person is broken out of prison, you gotta be like thinking, I think I should just kill this person because they keep getting out of prison and killing more people. And I feel like this is at some point my fault for not murdering them.
Yeah, seriously, dude. Yeah. Yeah, that whole Batman Joker dilemma, man.
Well, how many Robins did he fucking lose to the Joker, you know? It's like, at what point do you finally realize that there's just no other way to fucking stop it?
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously. You'd have to be like, it's irresponsible and it's, literally, you are kind of responsible.
Well, and you've already acknowledged that the system is broken, and the only way to fix it is to stop working within the system.
Yeah.
So, making yourself into a law enforcement officer, but then not being willing to go that other step seems kind of odd as far as logic. To me, at least. Like, you've accepted that the police are completely incapable of dealing with this crime, and you have to do it yourself. But you're not.
Yeah, like the first 2 or 3 times
like executing a murderer.
Yeah, the first, like I said, maybe the first 2 or 3 times that he escapes and kills a shitload of people. Okay, but you know, the 4th time you have to know this is going to keep happening.
Yeah.
So fucking just kill the guy.
Well, and like I think
either that or build a prison for him in the Batcave that he definitely can't escape from or something.
Yeah, well, there's no such thing.
Don't even fuck with the fucking authorities. Yeah. Right.
Well, like even like the didn't like the Avengers or the Justice League or something at one point have like their own personal prison where they were keeping some of the villains in that wasn't run by the governments and nobody really knew about and like nobody ever escaped from like for the longest time in the comics. But
yeah, maybe.
I don't remember, but I think there was. It's just been a long fucking time since I've seen the cartoons or whatever. The only person I've ever respected not killing people was the one that was played by Benedict Cumberbatch, the Dr. Mysterio or whatever what was it?
Doctor Strange?
Yeah, Doctor Strange. Where he was an actual medical doctor and had sworn oaths about like all that stuff and was like, I'm gonna maintain my oaths. I'm not killing people because I've already sworn not to. Like I get that. That was actually a
got the Hippocratic oath,
logical thing that was based in that character's personality that made sense.
Right.
Whereas a lot of these other superheroes not only have some of these villains like just killed random strangers, but also some of the villains have killed like people they're like, you know, married to or are family members or are like lifelong friends. And they're like, no, I can't kill him. It would be wrong. Like, I don't think that would work in real life. I think eventually the superhero would just be like, I kind of fuck it. I'm going to end you. Sorry.
Yeah, done.
It would certainly make more interesting stories. Of course, then you run into like the, you know, Are you just killing people to make the tension because you stopped caring about the writing, or
Right.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious to see how far
Fucking,
the Avengers is going to go before they just finally give up. Because the actors are getting older. Like, they can only do those roles for so long before it's probably not the safest choice. Oh no. Do you think Avengers will go to the point where they're currently in the comics? Where Falcon is Captain America and shit, in the actual movies?
I think they did that already.
In the movies? I didn't know.
Well, I think there's a show on I guess it would be Disney Plus or whatever. I think they've done that. I could be mistaken, so don't hold me to that. But I think that, because I know there's the Falcon. What is it? The Falcon and the Winter Soldier or something like that. And again, don't trust my memory, but I think that happened, dude. Where he became Captain America in the show.
Well, in what was it in? I thought I hadn't watched both seasons of Mandalorian, but supposedly, I think I actually have watched some of season 2. Maybe just not where Luke shows up. Because supposedly Luke Skywalker comes back into the picture in season 2 of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, I think on the end of the very last
the very last episode
of the might be the last scene, but I think it was in the very last episode. Because he comes in and just fucks shit up.
Yeah.
Fucks up a bunch of stormtroopers and droids or something.
I kind of wonder if they're gonna get to the point where Rey shows up, or the fucking goofy-looking kid. I forget what the other one was. Han Solo's kid, the goofy-looking one. God, that was such terrible casting.
Yeah, they really fucked up the sequel trilogy, man.
And you kind of wonder if Leia be doing some serious fucking drugs, like the actress
right.
was when she was pregnant with this kid and fucked him all up. Like he came out all retarded and shit. It's like we thought we would mirror real life with this story. Although, are we still not allowed to make fun of her drugs habit because she died, or?
Yeah, too soon. No, I'm just kidding, dude.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know. Was she using at the end? Was she actually using at the end?
From what I understand.
Oh yeah, I think we actually went through the
system when she died. Yeah,
that's right. That's right. Yeah, because it was like fucking uppers and downers and shit, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
That were in her system. That's right. I think that's right. I think we actually went through the toxicology report at one point on the show.
Although, also, if we're wrong, Nacho will probably tell us. I think that dude knows a lot of shit.
This fucking dog's gonna start barking. I know it.
No, well, we don't have the rooster yet.
Yeah, no, it was the fucking Jesus, the peacock. Fucking, I'm surprised it didn't pick up. That's way louder than the rooster normally is. That weird fucking
weird.
sound.
Yeah, no.
You know the sound.
Did not hear a peacock. I've heard him. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't an extended one either, because you know how they normally do it, like 3 fucking little sets.
Yeah.
They just did one real quick one.
Well, and if there's enough of them together, like one will go, and then another one will go, and then another one will go, and then another one will fucking go, and you're like, oh, I fucking hate these birds.
There really should be chain reaction.
There really should be some limits on how close you can have them to other people's homes. Just because they're that fucking obnoxious.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I remember fucking Hunter S. Thompson. had actually bred peacocks that could survive in the fucking mountains of Colorado.
He
had fucking peacocks, dude, that were, again, frozen ass fucking Colorado that would survive. He could get to survive up there.
Thank you, Hunter S. Thompson. That just seems like something a drug-addled person would do.
Right. Like, of course, yeah, it's Hunter Thompson. Of course he did that. Like, nothing weird and wacky like that can surprise you when it comes to that fucking guy.
Sorry, I just unplugged my fucking headphones.
Good times.
Right after saying that seems like what a drug-addled person would do, I accidentally yanked my fucking headphone cord out. So
too much edibles, man.
Rolling over to get myself another sparkling water because I'm a manly man, and I drink LaCroix sparkling water.
St. Croix, LaCroix. Oh, I said St. Croix. Why not?
Because I don't know how words work. I order them from Tucson, Arizona.
Nice callback, dude.
Now that I know that actually says Tucson, that's funny as fuck. I just at the time was genuinely baffled because I'd never seen Tucson written down.
Yeah. Dude, I was losing it, dude, because it seemed like you were. No, actually, I knew you didn't realize what was wrong with what you were doing, and that made it fucking way more hilarious, dude.
Oh man, Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah, Tucson. Have you not heard "Get Back" by the Beatles? God damn it!
I probably have. I know the first music.
That's one of the
more
really
remember listening to was
songs,
Willie Nelson and Beatles. Like I had a bunch of their albums on cassette. I had like Rubber Soul, Sgt. Pepper, Revolver, and then there was one other album I had from the Beatles, and then I had like an album from Willie Nelson that I would play occasionally.
Yeah, Willie Nelson's pretty badass, dude.
Well, and a lot of his music that he did for himself is just super relaxing and just kind of nice to listen to and relax,
Yeah. The mellow country / folk music.
Like if you were sitting out like in a cabin, just in the woods, like hanging out on your fucking porch, watching the fucking sunset, or maybe you're out at the beach watching the waves or something. It'd be the kind of music you could put on the background, and you'd feel really like relaxed and at peace with the world, kind of for a moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the dude was stoned all the fucking time, apparently. So not surprising.
Big fucking stoner, big into weed, Willie Nelson.
Yeah, dude, I loved his character. His little cameo in in the Half Baked. Do you remember that?
Oh, he did it. I don't remember that in Half Baked. He did a cameo in the Beer Quest or whatever it was.
Oh, Beer Fest?
Beer Fest, where the guys had to go to the beer drinking contest or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Beer Fest.
Yeah,
it's a crew that did fuck, god damn it. Why can't I think of it? It's Super Troopers. The guys that did Super Troopers.
Yeah, I think it's like Broken Lizard or something like that.
Yeah.
But I did a cameo at the end of that with talking about like a weed contest that was a same thing. That they alluded to. Oh, Broken Lizard, yes, naturally, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I know there was an I always get that one confused, or I usually get that one confused with Evil Iguana, which was a YouTube channel. It was Evil Iguana Productions, and they did like comedy videos on YouTube for a while. Had a really big channel for a while, and then it just fucking evaporated on them, I guess.
Kind of fell off, yeah.
No, it was early YouTube, so they had like a few 100,000 in early YouTube. That was a big fucking channel, so.
Yeah.
But they never progressed beyond that, and then they had one show that they did that was really fun and entertaining, and they made like, I don't know, like 15 or 16 episodes of it, and then just never did anything even remotely like that. Like nothing else that was a series that could, build more viewers.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of those like that. It just kind of fell off, dude.
Oh, and the one show they did was great. I mean, I'll still go back every once in a while and watch it. It's fucking hilarious.
I wish Film Cow would do more fucking videos. The dude does a live stream like almost every night. The guys that did Llamas with Hats and Charlie the Unicorn.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the dude Jason Steele. He does he does like he plays whatever video games. Usually something on the Saturn or some older system. He'll go back and play games and do a live stream. Yeah. I fucking love that guy.
I might have to check that out. So, leave a link to his channel in the Discord if you get a chance, if you remember.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably forget, but yeah, it's Film Cow. I think all one word. Yeah, sure I'll remember at some point, I'm sure, because that's one that I go back and watch the back catalog pretty fucking regularly. Because there's a lot of shit that wasn't Charlie the Unicorn or fucking Llamas with Hats. That's fucking great. On this, again, I really enjoy. No promises to, but I fucking really enjoy that shit, dude. Yeah, they had a series called Shadowstone Park. There's like 3 episodes. Every video I watch, any of the new shit he does, put out occasionally, I'm like, hey, when's the new Shadowstone Park coming out? And I never
that guy in the comments who always leaves the same comment.
Yeah, but I really like that 3-episode thing, dude. I'm like, what happens next? God damn it! Yeah, it's just really weird fucking shit, but really entertaining little series he had going there.
Yeah, a lot of these hole in the wall channels are really nice.
Yeah.
Where like
his
be big
huge,
and now
man.
it's just kind of like a real small following comparatively, but it's enough that the guy still makes enough money to keep doing it.
Yeah, no, he definitely makes plenty off his live streams, the super chats and all that shit. Yeah, and I don't think he gives a fuck. To be honest, like he seems like a really good dude, really cool dude. I mean, I'm sure he's glad he makes the money, but
the people that genuinely enjoy the creative process, creating what they're creating, like that's like he probably if it wasn't for the live streaming in the chat, he would probably be doing the same thing, but just on his own.
Yeah.
Like he'd probably still be breaking out the old Saturn game and playing it for a couple of hours and just having a good, laugh and enjoying it,
Yeah. Yeah, and there's that. Yeah, actually, there's like 3 different channels they did different shit on. Like the guy that did the voice of Carl, the llama, did this series that was just called "Hit It with a Car," and it would just be random shit that he would fucking hit with a car. Like they bought like an old fucking shitty car that like barely ran, and he'd be like, "All right, we're gonna hit it with a car."
Oh, that sounds like
that was just
Will It Blend? Isn't there a channel I think where you just throw shit in a blender, see what happens?
Yeah, interesting.
And it's interesting because you're like, well, I mean, what happens when you throw marbles in a blender? Well, now you got a place to go find out without breaking your own fucking blender.
Yeah. Any of those slow-mo shits they do like that is a lot. I really like those. Or the ones with the hydraulic press where they fucking just smash shit with a fucking hydraulic press and see what happens, like in slow motion.
5,000 degree knife or whatever it is. The super hot knife where they hit it with the torches till it's like bright red and then just try to cut through whatever. Like what happens with fucking a brownie? What happens with fucking newspaper? What happens with
hey, what happens when I pour liquid? What if I heat up aluminum and melt it and then pour it into water? What happens there?
Yeah, stuff like that where it's going to be destructive, so you're just ready. All right, this something is going to get burned, exploded, or broken in some fashion, and that's going to be entertaining. So,
indeed,
hard to beat that level of entertainment, man.
I think the guy did one with he melted salt. I think it was salt. There was something he melted down. It was salt like anyway, like it was crystals of something. Yeah, and he poured it in because normally, like, the water will expand just from the heat itself, and it'll be kind of a little explosion. And this one, for some reason, like, he dumped it in, and all it did was just boom, kind of go back to solid state and just drop to the bottom immediately. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some weird, shit you don't expect to happen on those. Yeah, it's a lot funner when they he'll pour the shit into like a little one of the smaller aquariums, like one that's like rectangular, decent size but not huge.
I've seen that video.
Yeah, like sometimes it'll literally blow it up and fucking the glass breaks and shit.
There's a chemistry channel I watch called Nile Red. Where
I think that's who it is actually. That's right. I forgot you turned me on to them.
Oh, okay. Because there's more than one guy that did it. Because I've seen another guy who did like aquariums and just blew them up with salt going into water. But now
I think Backyard Scientist. I think is the guy that we're thinking of.
I think you're thinking about. Nile Red did it, and once it exploded a thing. So he tried to figure out what was the reason and how to recreate it on a regular basis. So he figured out how hot the salt had to be, or he was doing it with copper, not salt. He had to. He figured out how hot the copper was and how you poured it in made a difference. Like if you poured it in really fast, it was more likely to cause enough of an explosion to break the glass. But if you poured it in slow, it expanded. It had more time to expand and didn't expand fast enough to damage anything.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
And it had to be a certain heat. Like it had to be at least a certain amount of degrees hot. And then not too hot, because apparently when it gets too hot, it wouldn't expand the same way, so it didn't work. It was really interesting. He really got into the details of how the fuck am I going to blow this bottle up with this thing?
Right. But I'm going to do it, goddammit.
That was one of the things that where I first learned how they actually purify things like silver and gold from mines. They don't melt all of it down and try to collect just the melted metals. They literally dissolve it.
Yeah, they do some kind of chemical.
Yeah, some kind of chemical. They dissolve it into chemicals like an acid, and then just have these giant fucking pools of silver water or gold water, and then pump other chemicals
they somehow
get just the silver to come out, and then collect the silver at the bottom.
Yeah, they have some way to extract the silver from the liquid solution or aqueous solution, if you will.
Yeah. That was how the guy that took my grandma for half her money got her hooked. He was dating her at the time, and he got her to buy into this business where he had a machine that was supposedly going to refine more gold out of wastewater from gold mines that they'd already gotten most of it out of. He was supposedly had a machine that would get just a little bit more out, so it would, be worth selling to these mining companies because they'd want to get more gold.
Yeah, give them more yield for whatever.
Yeah, you buy this machine for $100,000, but then you end up with $500,000 more yield of gold. You pays for itself, and everybody wins. Except it was all a fucking it was all a bunch of fucking bullshit that he just used to steal money from her.
That's fucked up, man.
Yep.
Scamming old people, man.
If we knew where he was, he'd never do it again. I'll tell you that right now.
Right.
Unfortunately, we have no idea where he went. But if we did, he definitely would never do it again.
Never fucking walk again either, huh? In Minecraft.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think anybody else would ever see him again, but...
Right.
Allegedly in Minecraft.
Right. Disappeared. It was the darndest thing.
The weirdest thing. Well, we think he also was potentially behind her rapid descent into dementia.
Oh, wow.
Because my grandma was always into the newest fucking magic bullet health thing. So, supplements and vitamins. She was taking fucking dozens. So it's potentially, we think he may have been tampering with some of it, but it potentially could have just been random shit she was taking, interacting with God knows what.
Yeah, but he also could have been slowly poisoning her, basically.
Yeah, we don't have any evidence to prove it, but it seems kind of likely.
Yeah. So she just kind of went downhill really fast, basically.
Yeah, she started having like some memory issues, and then it just got really bad, and then it got to the point where it was not just memory issues; it was physical deterioration, where like she couldn't talk anymore at a certain point
Oh wow.
because it was too much work for her throat, and she couldn't eat solid foods anymore. Like they had to, um, basically just give her like a thick pudding sort of thing.
Yeesh.
And then I
That's
think they had
fucking
to
rough.
tube feed her. I'm not sure. I think they might have had to tube feed her towards the end.
Yeesh.
But
That's
it was
rough.
pretty sad. Yeah, when she finally passed, it was kind of like we were all sort of like, like kind of relieved.
Yeah,
Because
that
like
she's not suffering anymore.
it didn't seem like she
Yeah.
was really
No, I was like
enjoying.
that.
Yeah, and she was
Yeah.
like
With
a
my
little
dad,
kid.
I was like that.
Yeah, she ended up like a little kid towards the end because like you could go over and like hang out, and she'd just go and like sit next to you and just lean on you and cuddle like a small child, but she clearly had no idea who you were. Like it was weird.
Yeah.
We'd go through like
Yeah.
photo
Watching
albums
my
with her.
dad kind of waste away.
Yeah,
My dad's was a really long, slow, and long drawn out one, man. So that one was really tough to watch.
yeah. I kind of feel like my dad's and my grandma's were both sort of nice in that it was only over like the space of like a year or two. So
Yeah.
it was like,
Yeah.
they're fine. Maybe they're starting to get kind of old and not want to get around and do as much stuff, but and then 2 years later they're gone already. Like so they didn't have quite as long and drawn out of a torturous period.
Right. Right. Yeah. It's almost like obviously it's sad. You're fucking losing, a loved
Oh
one or
yeah,
whatever.
but
But yeah, you
I'd
almost want
rather
it to
not
be
see
kind
them
of quick.
suffer for a long, long time. Like
Hmm.
that seemed
Yeah.
really sad, especially for my dad because he used to love going out to like bars and hanging out with his friends and going out and playing golf. He'd go out and do a lot of stuff, and then for the last couple of years he couldn't go out and do anything with anyone. It was really just unfortunate. And then like shitting himself and having to have us like help clean him up and shit.
Yeah. 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 That's when it gets really fucking sad.
Yeah.
I think my dad, because my dad actually ended up fucking shooting himself in the head. But honestly, he was deteriorating so quickly that he wasn't going to make it more than maybe a week or two. Then
But
he
you
was
know
just
what?
like,
Like
I'm
it's hard
done.
to blame him
Nobody
for it
knew
because
he had
like
fucking hit the gun away way before that because we didn't know he had a fucking gun that nearby. We actually had him all locked up, or we thought. But he
smart.
had to like smuggle. Yeah, he had stashed away a little revolver.
I mean, smart in a really sad way, but you know,
Right, right.
smart to
Yeah, for
realize
sure.
I may want this way out, and they're not going to leave it for me if they
Mhm.
know about it. So I got to hide this shit somewhere. I'll still
Yeah,
be able to
yeah.
get to it when I'm super fucking weak and deteriorated, but they won't ever find. That's pretty fucking. That's pretty fucking smart.
Yeah, yeah, and he did it because my mom had taken a trip back to upstate New York to visit family back there, and he did it like 2 days before she was coming back. So he did it while she was still gone too.
So she wouldn't, come back and find him. It
Yeah,
would already be
yeah.
cleaned up.
So she wouldn't be there when he did it, basically. Or yeah,
Uh,
because it fucking it fucked with me for sure.
yeah,
Because it's pretty fucked up. Because I thought he was just because again, it's a mental shit over the last like 2 weeks just fell off so much, dude. Because he was like, hey, I'm dying, I'm gonna die, and I'm like, yeah, I know, Dad. He's like, talking about how he's in pain and shit, and I'm like, I know, just take your pain meds, you'll feel better. And then I go to the store, and like I come back, and he had literally just done it like 30 seconds before I pulled back in.
mm,
I was like, fuck, because I thought he was like thinking there was a gun there, and he wasn't. You know what I mean?
yeah. That's brutal.
So I kind of like felt like guilty about it for a while, but then eventually I'm like, yeah, you wanted to check out, you was fucking, you know what I mean?
I
It
like
probably would have been
in those
more,
cases. I kind of put
honestly.
myself in the same situation and think like, man, if I'm to the point where people have to change my diapers and I got to deal with like that level of indignity every day, and my body is
Yeah,
that fucking
yeah.
deteriorated, like what do I really want to be
What
around
are you
anymore?
sticking around for?
Like would I
Yeah,
rather just
yeah.
fucking make it be done?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we had to change out his he had a little pee bag that had to be, he had a catheter and a fucking pee bag that we had
Yeah.
to empty for him and shit.
My dad
And was,
died the night he got the catheter in to start.
oh wow. And he's just like, yeah, that's it. It's time to
I kind
go.
of feel like he was when he just was like, I'm done. And I don't blame him. I mean, he was at the point where my dad was at the point where he was in pain all the time because it was cancer.
Yeah, same with my dad.
Yeah, and there was just like even like the oral doses of morphine weren't fucking killing the pain all the way.
Yep, same here, man.
Yeah,
because the pills you could take and the oral shit, dude. They really hook you up there when you're cancer.
Yeah.
Which is again understandable.
Yeah, my mom and my brother were with my dad when he went, which makes me kind of wonder, honestly, if they didn't perchance allow him to OD.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's not something
it's definitely
they're going to
possible.
do. They're not going to check in a. Not in California. They're not going to fucking.
Yeah, they're not going to bother somebody that was obviously close to death anyway.
Clearly, that no one would. There's never going to ever be any question about it. But
yeah. This is a happy fucking stream all of a sudden.
Let's go. You guys ready to fucking party? We know how to party. I think I'm the only one watching at this point. I'm the only, I don't think anyone else is in there. It might be Nacho Damas, but I'm pretty sure it's just
me. Yeah. I'm not. I don't even have it on.
No. That's a fucking whole level of depressing. But I mean, I if they did, I totally get it. I would never upset me.
Yeah, it's not the kind of reminiscing you want to fucking listen to as a fucking, listener.
Hey, what's up, guys? We're going to talk about our parents' death.
Yeah, they're slow, painful deaths. Isn't that fucking great?
And to top it off, I'm going to talk about how dear old Granny got fucking potentially murdered.
Happy joy.
By a shyster that took her for about $1 million.
Wow, that much. Holy shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my parents and, or my mom and my aunt and my two uncles all together still got, money and property and everything in the realm of a little over $1 million, $1.5 million to split between the four of them. Because, my aunt's share is a duplex in Sacramento. That's not cheap. That's she gets a duplex, so she's living in half of it and renting the other half out. Well, she's supposedly supposed to be getting rent. She's fucking retarded and doesn't. But that was her inheritance. Right there was that whole property plus the other house to rent out for money. And then my uncles each got a big chunk of money, and my mom got a big chunk of money. They all sort of split it evenly. Pleasantly without the fighting part. Cool. Because a lot of families end up breaking down into big fights over everything. They actually were just all in agreement. So
yeah, that's good because that definitely more often than not, I'm sure, causes strife among family members.
Well, $1 million, $1.5 million is a big amount of fucking money. People would get really upset over things,
Yeah, even in California, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, she had a home in Palo Alto, which is I don't know if you know California well enough, but Palo Alto is definitely a big money area.
Yeah, well, that's where Stanford is. Yeah.
Stanford and a bunch of other Silicon Valley companies. Even though it's not technically Silicon Valley, because it's all in San Francisco and Oakland and that surrounding area. It's sort of like an offshoot of that.
It's close enough.
I believe the offices of HP are there. Like that's where HP is.
Is it near Walnut Creek?
Yeah, it's very near Walnut Creek.
Okay, yeah, I know that area has a lot of tech shit, dude. Yeah,
Walnut Creek, and you could easily commute back and forth between Palo Alto and Walnut Creek and be very happy.
Yeah.
And it's really, really beautiful area where they all live. Oh wow, it is such a pretty town.
Mm-hmm.
It had all the conveniences of modern tech that you would expect because there's a college there. But it also had lots of like big parks and like large forested areas, sort of like breaking up places. So
all
you
the
can imagine,
city
like,
shit.
the property, the property there is extremely valuable.
Yeah.
So
pretty fucking sweet.
So valuable that they sold the house for well over market value, and the guy was just going to tear the house down and build another house. Right. They sold my grandma's house. He was just like, I'll pay you whatever the value is just to get this property so I can build what I want here.
Well, good for them then.
Yeah.
Shit.
And then they had a lot that was rented out by Starbucks. So it was nice. They owned she owned a Starbucks building and the parking lot that it was on. And so Starbucks paid rent every month for that.
Yeah, and that's a pretty dependable,
Well, they ended up selling it because Starbucks strong-armed them into it.
Oh, wow.
They were basically like, look, you can either take this offer, we'll pay you like this, it was a generous offer. It was definitely not below market value or anything like that. Like, it was a fair offer. But it was basically like, you can take this offer, we're just going to like move our company or our business somewhere else that we own that we don't have to pay rent on.
Yeah, and then you have to worry about getting in a tenant or whatever.
Else in there to pay for that? Probably not the same amount as Starbucks was paying.
Right. So it kind of it makes sense to just sell it to them. Kind of sucks that they kind of strong-armed them into it though, but yeah, whatever.
I will give them this. They never did any of that when my grandma was alive. They waited until she passed to do it. So that's kind of that's humanitarian in a way. Like, they didn't, fuck over her potential retirement fund. They don't know what other money she might or might not have.
Right.
So she got
pretty decent for a corporation, honestly.
I mean, surprising. They could have gone after this like years and years ago. She'd owned the property for a long fucking time.
Yeah, and obviously they're renting for a long fucking time.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, my grandfather's funeral was in the chapel in Stanford.
Wow.
With a lot of the people who work for Stanford and like run a bunch of other stuff. Some big tech people came and paid their respects.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah. Well, he was part of the team that put up Telstar 1. And I believe
the satellite?
Yeah.
Okay, right on, dude.
And he was one of the first people to digitize music. Like to literally make digital music. And then I believe he named the transistor. Let me look that last one
up. The accomplishments, dude. That's fucking great.
Yeah, we have a bunch of awards and stuff that we are going to send to a museum in Japan.
Wow. That's pretty badass. Good shit.
But it's all sort of like, what do you call it? Like, sort of odd, obscure sort of accomplishments.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. What was it? I don't think it was named the transistor now. It's something else.
Microprocessor?
I don't know. He worked at Bell Laboratories. Maybe it was Electron Tubes.
Whatever it was.
Pierce is also remembered. He is also remembered for naming an amplifying device developed by some of his Bell Labs colleagues, the transistor. So yeah, he did name the transistor.
Mm. Yeah, right on.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like it's sort of like the sort of famous that nobody fucking really knows about, except for like a real specific subset of people. And,
yeah,
he's
people
not
that
my
are in
blood
that
relative,
industry or
so
whatever.
If you're wondering how I got this retarded from somebody that was that fucking smart, my grandma married him later in life, like after they'd all had their kids.
Mm.
He was still a funny guy.
Hooking up.
I liked he was working on some civil engineering stuff with some subway stuff that they were building, and they were trying to figure out how to motivate the workers and stuff. And he's like, "Give them something shiny." He's like, and tell them it's important. Like, he's kind of a dick too.
the good kind of dick, I guess.
Yeah. One of his favorite sayings was,
the fun kind of dick.
He would sit and he'd sit there and he'd be like, "Man, I love hard work. I can watch it for hours."
That's fucking hilarious.
Because he was all about, like, I'm going to find the easiest way to get shit done because I don't want to work very
hard. Gotta figure out how to make a shitload of money watching other people do all the work.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. I'd fucking love to do it.
Yeah, it's a trip. Like, he knew Robert Heinlein, the author. Like, they were buddies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I've never met him. None of this fucking matters.
Wait, is he the one? Oh shit! Is he the one that wrote the "I Have No Mouth and I Have to Scream"?
Robert Heinlein has written a ton of sci-fi books.
No. I'm just wondering if that was one of his, or if I'm mistaking him for somebody else. It doesn't matter.
I know the one book I read
from
Heinlein that I absolutely loved was "Tunnel in the Sky." That was a really fun book that I seemed to really just connect to as a child.
I don't think I've read that one. Yeah, and I love sci-fi too, but again, most of what I read was Asimov. Like I think I've read pretty damn near everything. I'm sure I've missed some shit that he wrote, but pretty damn near everything he fucking wrote.
Yeah, I never really got into sci-fi. I think Tunnel in the Sky was really like one of the few that I enjoyed. And then Spider Robinson's Cross Time Saloon stuff is all the sci-fi I ever really got into. Mostly I just read fantasy.
Right. Oddly enough, the Foundation, Asimov's Foundation series was like one of the last things I wrote or read, which is, again, kind of what he's best known for. Yeah, those are good books too, man.
Well, there's a lot of great
Arthur C. Clarke.
I think I just never got read enough of it when I was a kid to really get hooked, because I think if I'd read some more, I probably would have been just as much into that as I am into fantasy novels.
Yeah. Although I like the fantasy shit too. Clive Barker is kind of a mix of fantasy and horror. I love Clive Barker's books too, man. He's a really good fucking writer. I prefer him to Stephen King, hands down, man. He's obviously not nearly as prolific, but then who the fuck is? But yeah, the shit he wrote was really good shit.
Yeah.
Like like fantasy horror, basically, is what I would call it. I don't know if that's an official genre, but that's how I would describe
I'd be shocked if it's not. I mean,
did I just coin that? Is this like the Fashcan really thing?
Stories, fantasy and horror. It'd be like fantasy novels, but without the everybody lives at the end of the story.
Right. Damn.
Oh, okay. I think it's getting late, and I think
fuck,
we've
man,
probably gone enough past the whole suicides and stuff to not end on a really fucking dark note.
Right. So yeah, we've done almost basically 4.5 hours. That's pretty much good enough.
3.5 hours.
Or 3.5. Sorry, 3.5. Yeah. Yeah. Well, if anybody stuck around, we greatly appreciate it.